Welcome to another glorious day of the panel. Hey, Wednesdays never felt so good. It's never just felt this amazing in here. It smells like champagne in the room. Once again, the show is brought to you guys by PrizePicks. I'm here with the good fellas, Mars, Chill, and my man Spiller.
Ron, I noticed that you're smiling a lot this morning. What's going on, brother? You look a little cheerier. You're a little happier today than normal. What's going on, Ron? What's on your mind?
The victory cigar got lit last night. Typically it's only one victory cigar that you could light throughout the season, and that's way back in June. But
we still got some time for that.
They implement this new little in-season tournament last year, Spiller, and if you got a team that happens to win it, they say you shouldn't put up a banner or anything like that, which I don't think you should, but you still can celebrate and be happy that your team is victorious, right, Mars?
Sure.
No, it's not that serious anymore?
I mean, why don't you start with your thoughts on the game, host? Why? Because you're the one most happy about this. So why
the game or the tournament?
The game, the tournament, everything. Just why didn't we'll give you the keys right now. You get to be a panelist so you can gloat, I guess.
Okay. That guy's really good.
Which guy are you talking about, Ron?
He's really good. He's really good at basketball. And I know like some defenses are really good, but like when you're dealing with a generational scorer, a generational talent, somebody who's giving you 25 straight games of 20 plus on 50 plus shooting?
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of like, what do you do with that?
Probably I was told defense or something. That's probably
I was told Lou Dort was going to stop him. J-Dub did as good as he can. Isaiah Hartenstein. The Thunder's defense is stifling. But it didn't look like there was nothing that could be done.
I think the Thunder's defense was good.
I don't think they played bad defense. I think that defense was good.
I think they did fine. But I think that Giannis guy is pretty good at basketball. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't seen many players like him before. He's pretty good. But yeah, congratulations to the Bucks. I think we're 3 minutes in. We haven't said congratulations. Congratulations to the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis, Dame, Andre Jackson Jr., AJ Green, Brook Lopez, Chris Middleton with his illness in the hotel. Everyone, congratulations. And then double congratulations to the most decorated in-season tournament players of all time, Torian Prince, and the most decorated in-season tournament coach of all time, Darvin Ham.
Yes,
they are both undefeated in the in-season tournament. They have never.
How many losses, Mars? How many losses?
Zero losses.
Zero.
They have played 14
none.
games. I want to shout out to Torian Prince and Darvin Ham because they're looking like the Bill Russell and Red Auerbach of the in-season tournament. But I'm not gonna overreact to the game in terms of like, does this prove the Bucks are championship contenders or does this prove the Thunder aren't? I'm not going to do all of that, but I do think the Bucks are better than I think people gave them credit for. But I think they've been playing that way for the last month or so.
Did this game surprise you? You specifically, Mars?
Well, I had the Bucks winning, so I wasn't surprised about that.
Excuse me.
I was surprised, I guess, with like. I don't think I was surprised. I was trying to think of something I may have been surprised. I don't think I was surprised. Everything that I think happened, I could have seen happening. It doesn't mean I would have bet on it happening, but I could have seen it.
Such as
like the way they were loading up towards Giannis and trying to like make his driving lanes as small as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously Giannis, I'd say picking that apart as a playmaker and passer. Mm-hmm. Then I would just say defensively. For OKC, I think they played defense how I expected them to play defense. The Bucks just made a whole lot of shots that I guess when you make 17 threes, it's kind of hard to beat. And then on the other end, it's like OKC just missed a lot of shots, and it's like I could see how you could get blown out when you miss a lot of shots. It kind of happens that way.
Sure.
So I expected Shea to be better. But other than that, yeah, Shea was a surprise. Shea was a surprise. I expected Shea to be better.
What I'm asking, Mars, is with this Milwaukee team, because I thought Giannis was going to be the difference in this game. I thought that with the lack of size that Oklahoma City had, I thought that Giannis would expose that, and I felt like he did. But with that being said, with the perimeter defense that Milwaukee had, were you impressed with that at all, or was it something that you thought was just going to happen?
I mean, Andre Jackson Jr. I knew was a great defender. I've been trying to give him his flowers since he got drafted, but now he's finally playing. So I think he's finally getting the recognition he deserves as like a on-ball defender. But I don't think the Bucks' perimeter defense was that good. I think some of it was OKC. I don't understand why. We know Brook Lopez plays a deep drop. I don't know why they're setting the screens for SGA so high. Shea's a mid-range guy. If you set the screen lower, then you got SGA coming off the screen against the Brook Lopez and dropping the mid-range. But they're setting it so high and Shea's shooting pull-up threes, and that's just not his game. So that was just weird for me. But in general, I don't think the Bucks' defense was that great. I think OKC got a lot of the looks they wanted, and they just didn't knock them down. I think Isaiah Hartenstein in the first half was killing them with floaters. That's what he does. They were getting into the teeth of the defense pretty much at will. They were getting out in transition. They were getting kickouts for threes. They just weren't knocking them down. Like, I don't feel OKC's offense was struggling in terms of generating the looks they wanted for the most part. They just didn't knock down the looks they wanted, which is what happens sometimes. So I wouldn't look too much into that. And then I wouldn't say like, oh, the Bucks defense is great because of that. Now I will say I think Giannis is like getting back into not defensive player of the year form, but like all defensive level form, which is really nice to see. Because I think this is the best Giannis has been offensively in his career. So if he's getting back into
chill.
Wow.
This Giannis right now, the bag he's awesome. In right now.
I'm not gonna argue that.
Chill.
Awesome.
Y'all see when he hit had J-Dub at the elbow, put his shoulder into his chest, paused for a second, looked off the defense, and then hit the dirt fall away?
Yes, sir.
When he did that, I was like, oh, uh-oh. Hey, Ox. Hey, he hitting dirt fallaways? Uh-oh.
That's not what Ox. Relax, Ox. That's not what he means. I know you.
No,
I know
that's what he means. He means
exactly what he means.
I never said he was Dirk. I just said he hit a dirt fall away. I just said he hit a dirt fall away.
Okay, all Ox heard was Dirk, and immediately anything else that Ron say after that goes out the window because he heard Dirk. That's why Ox is like, what the hell ever. Now
I'm saying though, chill. That's not even necessarily that. I expect Ron to hype up Giannis, and I think that was a great possession. But I mean, we're watching the game together. I was disappointed in Giannis a lot of the times.
Yes.
Just like I think Giannis was being passive. I think Giannis was showing that his bag is not deep enough. I think he need to get back in there with Akeem a little more.
That 26 should have been 40 miles. It should have been. I don't think that he attacked Lou Dort. I can appreciate them loading up on Giannis, particularly on the left block. I can appreciate them. And a lot of times Giannis did make the right play with skip passes and such. I do think that. But there were times when we got late in the game, whether it was in the third quarter, where I got Lou Dort matched up on me on the block, and there's nobody on the baseline. And AJ Green runs to the corner. I'm not kicking the ball out to AJ Green. He got to punish Lou Dort on the box. He has to punish him, no doubt about that. But what I did appreciate from Andre Jackson was I liked him getting around screens. I liked him getting around screens, and I liked him being able to get to SGA and challenge shots. Now, with Oklahoma City getting as many open looks as they got, I have to ask the question: did Oklahoma City choke yesterday? Just so you guys know, there was no other games on last night. Not only was there no other games on TV last night, there were no other games played in the NBA. And that Oklahoma City-Milwaukee game, that was for the championship. They shot 17% on the long ball. And I'm going to guess, and watching that game, Ox, I'm going to guess that more than half of those shots were wide open shots. Not a lot of their shots were contested. They had a lot of wide open looks last night. So I'm thinking to myself, watching them, this just looks like a team that's just not there yet. They're just young. Now, does that mean that Oklahoma City is whack? Oklahoma City is not a championship team? No. I just think they laid an egg yesterday.
I don't think they choked. I wouldn't consider that choking. I wouldn't consider that choking. It's just you live by the 3, you die by the 3. Chill. It ain't
in that setting, though, I mean, this isn't the middle of January, and this ain't January the 12th, and we in the dog days of the season. This is the championship game. There's no other games on the docket for tonight. This is us on center stage, and this is what we get.
But sure, the rim is an inanimate object.
Sure.
The rim has no feelings, no emotions. The rim doesn't care if this is the in-season tournament. The rim doesn't care if this is open gym. The rim doesn't care if this is shoot around. Sometimes there's a lid on it, and it just so happened to be a lid on it. You live by the 3, you die by the 3. There's gonna be a lid on it from Milwaukee sometime this week. There's gonna be
one last night,
not last night, but
and it wasn't the previous 6 games either.
Wasn't last night.
And it ain't gonna be when we play Sacramento.
I don't care what happens when you play Sacramento, LeBron. I'm talking about this game last night. There was a lid on the rim for OKC. I don't think the Bucks played any fantastic perimeter defense. I don't think OKC it just wasn't there for them. They got wide open looks. If we can't act like so I like what I saw from AJ Green. I like what I've seen from Jackson. I liked how they were competing. Even Trent, but there were still a lot of wide open threes. A lot of wide open looks, and they just were missing them. And so it's not like I don't think the Bucks just shut them down. I don't think the Bucks were playing lockdown defense. In fact, a lot of times I'm looking at the Bucks defense like, but what is this? What are y'all doing? There was just a lid on it.
But when we see a setting like that, right? When we see something like that with all the marbles are on the table, there's nothing else going on. You guys, this isn't January. This isn't the dog days of the season. This is the in-season tournament championship, which is now becoming a bigger deal than what it was in the past. And this is the only game going on. I can appreciate you live by the long ball, you die by the long ball. But knowing the magnitude of this and having that kind of performance with as many wide open looks as they had gotten last night, if that was anybody else, if that was the Boston Celtics who had done that, if that was Kawhi Leonard, if that was anybody else who had done that, what would the logic be on them? It would I don't think that the logic would be on them that, we just missed shots tonight. No, it wouldn't.
Chill. I'm keeping that logic.
That's just how it goes. That's
just how it goes. Like, I'm fine saying the logic would be they choked. The logic with OKC has been they choked. I'm all over the social media. They're not ready to win a chip. They're not built to win the chip.
I still think they're a year away, Mars.
Like, that's fine. Like, that's what the logic currently is. I still think
we thought that before the game, though. I thought
And people are using last night's game as like the confirmation that they aren't ready to win, and that's right. And that's fine. Like, whatever. People are gonna use
what they call that, Mars
confirmation bias. People are gonna use the things that like fit their agenda or narrative or opinion as like, oh, see, this is the proof. Like, I'm fine with that. But I'm not gonna say they choked. No, I think the 3-point shot is a volatile shot. Sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't. Like, that's just the reality of the situation. If you generate a bunch of wide open layups and you miss them, then I'll probably say you were choking. If you generate a bunch of wide open threes and you miss, I'm not gonna be like you choked. I'm just gonna say that happens sometimes. OKC aren't that good of a 3-point shooting team in general. Like, they have a bunch of games shooting this poorly. Like, it's not new to them. If they were like a 40% shooting team and then they randomly go cold and shoot 5 for 400, it's like, okay, yeah, that's interesting. But they shoot bad quite often. They're not that good of a 3-point shooting team. And that's what I think is the bigger problem. I think the bigger problem is like when you compare them to a team like Boston, they just don't have the consistency outside of their main offensive guy. And I know Shea didn't have a good game, but I'm still not going to say he's inconsistent. Shea is consistent. So like, that's where I think they struggle. It's like they don't have guys like Boston do, where everywhere you go, you got guys who draw closeouts, can attack closeouts and keep advantages going. They've got play finishers. That's what they have. They have Lou Dort, they have Isaiah Joe, they have Aaron Wiggins, they have Caruso. Those are play finishers. Those are guys who you kick out to and they'll shoot. Boston have guys who you kick out to, they can shoot, but they can also draw the closeout, drive the closeout, get to the rim, kick out, keep the advantages going. OKC doesn't have that. And that hurt them last year against Dallas, where Dallas would like force guys like Lou Dort or Isaiah Joe or Aaron Wiggins to put the ball on the ground and make decisions, and they struggled. And now this year, I still think they have that problem, especially with no Chet. Because I think Chet was the difference earlier on in the season, because he could drive those closeouts, he could get to the rim. But now they don't have that with Chet, so I think that's what they struggle with. But I don't think this is an experience thing. I don't think this is they choked thing. I think this is the biggest flaw they have as a roster came to rear its head in a big game that everyone was watching. But this isn't the first time.
What flaw?
The
I think
one I just
experience
said about
has-
they only have 2 advantage
Well,
picks.
it's also 2 flaws. It is that flaw, and I don't want to sit here and nitpick the
size
Thunder
thing?
because, well, I'm gonna start with that first flaw, and not necessarily just the shooting. And I don't want to nitpick the Thunder because the Thunder they were great last season. They're great this season. But I'm like, come on, dog. And I've been saying this. I'm like, come on, dog. Lou Dort, Isaiah Joe, Kenrich Williams. I like Casey Wallace, but I like Casey Wallace, but Casey, yeah, he can. But it's still Lou Dort. And I'm like, I'm not trying to drag Lou Dort. I'm not trying to drag Isaiah Joe. I'm not trying to drag Casey Wallace because these is all ballers. Like they have been getting down. And one thing that they do is they do play that damn defense. But on the offensive end, 100%. I'm still like, really? These are the guys that Wiggins. Even Caruso, AJ Mitchell, y'all good as a unit, but when you individually separate these players, I'm like, I don't know if y'all really, really are like that. As a unit, though, as dogs, as a pack, you know, the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack. When you put them together and you roll them all out there, they some dogs. But individually,
when that three ball's falling though,
Yeah, but if Shea not rolling, you not gonna get it from nowhere else. That's without Chet.
That's why I disagree. I agree with everything you had said, Morris. Until then, I do think experience plays a role in the game, like last night, and that's one of the announcers or whatever. They were asking the question like, at what point do we stop just gunning this 3? At some point, maybe somewhere in the middle of the third, I'm looking like, bro, can we?
That's what we was talking.
We got to do something else. Right, and I think experience plays a big factor in that, not just on the court, but as a coach as well. For Mark Dagenhart, is it Mike Dagenhart or Mark Dagenhart? Mark. For Mark Dagenhart, even SGA, anybody on the floor that probably should have switched up their flow a little bit. I think that's an experience thing. And that's go ahead. Oh, wait, real quick, because I wanted to touch on Giannis too, because I wasn't hating on Giannis. I think Giannis played amazing last night. I think Giannis had okay, if it's hate, it's hate. I don't give a damn. You know, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
You see, hey, chat. You see how that happened that quick?
Yeah, I'm saying if it has to be hate, then it can be hate. I just want to say that Giannis had an amazing game last night, but he left a lot on the table. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think he did, Ox.
Okay, all right, that's fine. I'm just saying from what I saw. Look, a guy like Giannis. Okay, well, Ron, I'm holding Giannis to a higher standard than you are. Then I think Giannis is better than you think he is. Then okay, because I'm looking.
I hope so. I hope you see him and you think he's better than I am.
I just want to get into just specific things where I'm watching Giannis. I'm watching the bail guys out, and I don't think a guy of Giannis's caliber should be bailing out Alex Caruso on the box. I don't think a guy of Giannis's caliber should be settling for mid-range jump shots when he has one-on-one with Isaiah Hartenstein, and Isaiah Hartenstein is moving side to side. And to your point, that was nice that shot against J-Dub, but he's not Dirk. He's Giannis. So it's like if you got Isaiah Hartenstein going left, going right, you can blow by him and go dunk the ball. You love to run and dunk, do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they beat the hell out of him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm clearly just nitpicking y'all. I'm just saying this. I think Giannis left a little bit on the table. I think he could have.
That's part of the thing, though. That's part of. I agree with you. Giannis always can do more punishing, and you could say this about everybody. You could say Shea can do more driving. You could say Jokic can get on the block more. We always say this about Embiid. The thing about it last night with Giannis is, I think he was just kind of like, they done. I'm gonna keep beating the hell out you, and you already got the hell beat out of you. Like, y'all cooked. So I'm just kind of waiting until we get to the finish line. But
I just go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
OKC fans, I know the days are long right now, and I know things can be a bit rough. And I know the days are shorter and your to-do lists aren't. But you can power through your busy days with factors, no prep, no mess meals, just like Giannis Antetokounmpo. From breakfast to dinner and anything in between, Factors has easy, nutritious options to keep you fueled and feeling your best. Whether you like routine or you enjoy mixing things up like Darvin Ham, Factors has you covered with 35 different delicious meals every week with over 60 additional convenience options that you can add to your box, like keto cookies, pressed juices, smoothies, etc., etc. So don't let the shorter days slow you down like Shay last night. Stay energized with America's #1 ready-to-eat meal delivery service. Now, Factor lets you do you. You can choose 6 menu preferences that help you manage calories, maximize protein intake, avoid meat, or simply eat well balanced. Because Factor meals are chef prepared and dietitian approved, you are going to love not only how Factor meals taste, but also how they support your goals. Now, check this out. Factor meals is cheaper than takeout and dining out, so you can put the extra money you save towards your holiday shopping or PrizePicks and other good things to help you support your financial goals. Don't worry about feeling guilt-free, or don't worry about feeling guilty by eating chips and snacks and cookies. You don't got to be like Chet right now. You can be like Damian Lillard and find guilt-free comfort in foods like home-style chicken and gravy, loaded mashed potato pork chops, and feel-good vegan options. So what are you waiting for? Head over to factormeals.com/50playerschoice. Use code 50playerschoice to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. You can get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's only with code 50playerschoice at factormeals.com/50playerschoice to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping while your subscription is active. Whew. It's a good day today, y'all. It's a good day to eat Factor meals. Good day to get some picks on PrizePicks, and it's also a good day to be up here with y'all.
I just thought that Oklahoma City, in terms of them shooting the long ball, because Mars brought it up, you know, they've had a couple of bad games where they shoot the long ball. I mean, I think that's a bunch of different teams, but, you know, ultimately Oklahoma City is still, they got a top 10 offense. With them having a top 10 offense, they're right outside the top 10 in threes this season. With them being right outside the top 10, I think that they're right around, in terms of their attempts, they're right outside the top 10. With that being said, they do rely on the long ball a lot of times. Now, of course, Mars, to your point, you can't beat a team making 2 or 3 threes. You can't do that. I mean, you and I had that conversation about the Lakers in '87. As good as the Lakers were, I mean, they were making what, 2 or 3 threes a game. You can't beat it. You can't beat a team in today's game making 2 or 3. Okay, Oklahoma City made 5 threes yesterday. They average almost 14 a game in terms of makes. That's a third of what they normally make. Now, does that mean that Oklahoma City isn't a good 3-point shooting team? I think that they are. I just think that what they had last night tells me, it doesn't confirm it, because I already felt like Oklahoma City was a year away from winning it, even with Chet in the lineup. It doesn't confirm it. I just feel like this could be a reoccurring theme for them. I mean, I saw it last year in the playoffs, you know, with Shea making plays the way he did and how young they were. And then last night, you get on the biggest stage again. I just don't think that they're there yet. I think they're getting close. I just don't think that they're there yet. I feel like this kid Jackson, I think he could be one of the better perimeter defenders. Why Doc doesn't play him a lot? It does make sense, because in this league, to Mars's point, to Ox's point, guys like Andre Roberson aren't viable today. You got to be able to make shots. And I watched Dame get downhill 2 or 3 times, and he's got Jackson in the corner wide open. And you have to make open shots if you're going to be on the floor. You can defend 100%, but you got to be able to make open shots. So as good as he is as a defender, if he can't make open shots, that's going to be a problem, because my offense is going to get slowed down at some point, because we're going to load up on Giannis. If you can make open shots and you can stretch the defense, you can make us so much better.
Yeah, I don't think it's an experience thing. And I don't think they were, like, to Ox's point, I don't think they were chucking threes. No, they took 32. I don't even think they took that many. I think they went away from the 3 when they weren't going in. That's like, they're going to shoot threes, and they're not going to just stop shooting them completely. But they average like 39 or 40. Like, they took 32. Like, I don't think they don't think they relied on it. I think it's just when you get the wide open ones and you miss them, like, are they meant to not shoot the wide open ones anymore? Like, there was a couple that were like a bit forced. I think Isaiah Joe took one or two that was like, I don't know if you take that one considering like the situation of the game. And Shea has been shooting pull-up threes all year. So I would say Shea and Isaiah Joe maybe are like the only two I would say took some that was like probably a bit ill-advised considering the situation. But I wouldn't put that down to inexperience. I think Shea, from my vantage point of watching OKC, Shea is going to keep shooting pull-up threes this season. This whole regular season, he's going to keep shooting them. I think I don't know Shea. Someone would have to ask him. I think the theory is we're going to win more games than we lose regardless. And he wants to get as many game reps as possible shooting this pull-up three. He wants to
kind of like what Ann is doing. Like he's expanding his game.
42% and Shea shooting like 34%. But yeah,
right.
I think that's probably what it is. So like, yeah, OKC might lose some games, and they might even lose a big game where SGA shoots threes he probably shouldn't take. And in a serious setting, you probably only want him shooting like 3 or 4 threes. That's fine. But I think SGA is probably betting on the fact that these 6 months or 7 months of in-game reps of him shooting these threes will pay off in the long term. And I guess the perspective is we don't need short-term success for long-term again to take away from the long-term goal, which is ultimately an NBA championship. Now, some might say that's part of inexperience, saying that you're willing to quote-unquote throw an in-season tournament game for the long-term goal of a championship. You should never do that in a big game like that. And I can empathize with that. But I just think generally that's probably what the thought process is with him. And Isaiah Joe's out there to shoot the ball. If he's not out there to shoot the ball, he probably shouldn't be on the court. So I'm not mad at some of the threes he takes. Some of them is like, okay, cool. I can understand that not being a good shot. But I'm still not going to put that down to inexperience. I think a 30-year-old team could do the exact same thing OKC did last night, and we wouldn't say it's because of inexperience. So
but we haven't seen that though, Mars. That's the difference. We've seen
old teams shoot poorly from three all the time. We've seen all the time.
Have we seen them in that kind of setting though? Is what I'm saying. And my whole point in this whole thing is the setting that we were in last night. That's my biggest issue. The idea that Oklahoma City
happens out of that setting too. So like, I don't get your point.
My point is that Oklahoma City being a younger team with J-Dub only being in year 3, right? Okay. SGA, I think SGA is in year 7. Lou Dort, what is he in year 4? I think that's what we are with Lou Dort. Year 4. Isaiah Hartenstein has been around for a while. Alex Caruso has been around for a while. But your core guys like Cason Wallace and Wiggins and Isaiah Joe, the reason why that looked a lot different, because guys like Gary Trent were knocking down shots, because AJ Jackson, because Green was knocking down shots. That's why it looked so much different, because those guys made shots. And Oklahoma City, their core guys didn't make shots. If they did make shots, I think it would look a lot different in terms of their experience. It just looked like Oklahoma City, not that they weren't prepared. It's not that they weren't prepared. It's just more like that stage looked a little larger than, because for you guys to just completely lay an egg, I'm not buying the idea that, we just weren't making shots. I'm not trying to hear that. No, because this isn't January. We're not in the dog days of the season where this thing is redundant and it's Tuesday and it's January the 12th and we got to go to Milwaukee or we got to go to Brooklyn. No, this is not that. This is an in-season tournament championship game, which is barely a third of the season is going on. And you guys have a top 10 offense in the league right now. You don't have a good offense. You got one of the best offenses in the league. You have an MVP candidate in SGA. Not only do you have an MVP candidate, you got one of the best defenses you got the best defense in the league. And for your offense to play like that against the Milwaukee Bucks team, who has been less than on the perimeter, and the wide open shots that you got, you're going to tell me, this is what I'm understanding, that we're just going to lead this to, we just wasn't making shots that night. No, that's not.
But sure, I think.
Well, I'm not going to attribute it to a lack of experience. I don't.
Well, my thing with the experience is and to your point, Chill, I think it would have been more of experience. I'm not saying it's a lack of an experience because of the shots they were taking. Sure. Like, for instance, if they would have been to Mark's point, I don't think they were taking bad shots. I don't think they were taking ill-advised shots. I like the majority of the looks they hit, and that's more to my point. Like, if they were taking a lot of contested shots and missing them, then I think an experienced thing would have been like, okay, let's work something else out so we can get some better looks. But now that you're getting good looks and you're 2 for 20 at one point, right? They were like 2 for 21 at one point. So my point to that is, okay, we're getting good looks, but it's just not falling. So to me, and it could just be Coach Dagenhart. It could have been a thing like for him, like, okay, we're getting good looks and they're not falling. Obviously, the basketball guys didn't come to Sin City. You know what I'm saying? So let's
maybe they
let's
did.
let's get
the Greek basketball god did.
Maybe they
let's
did.
get let's
I know one basketball god did.
The gods from Mount Olympus ain't the same gods in the basketball heaven, right?
Damn right.
And so what I'm saying is, Zeus might be here, but our basketball gods are not. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. I think an experience thing would have been to let's get downhill a little more. Let's get some contact at the rim a little more. Let's shoot some more free throws. You know what I'm saying?
And they weren't able to do that though. Were they able to do that?
No, and I'm saying I don't, and that's why I think you can contribute it to. It just wasn't falling because these are wide open shots. Chill, and
y'all are being nasty though. Can the defense get a little creded?
No, Ron,
just a little bit.
Wide open threes.
No, because
it wasn't just threes. It wasn't just threes.
It was a lot of wide open stuff.
Me personally, I'm not a fan of just like when a game's low scoring. It's like, oh, that was good defense. Sometimes it's not good defense. Sometimes you just don't score. Like I think Andre Jackson Jr. did a really good job on SGA.
That was good defense.
I agree. I'm giving him credit.
No, I get that. But I'm saying it was deeper than,
in my opinion, did a really good job around the rim yesterday on defense. I agree. But when it came down to OKC generating looks they wanted, they did that when they wanted. Damn near every time down the floor, they were getting shots they wanted. I don't think it was a testament to, oh my God, this Bucks defense is stifling. No. They were just missing wide.
I'm not saying stifling, but so as much as y'all trash the Bucks defense, perimeter defense, they looked solid last night.
Yeah, but I started with giving Andre Jackson credit. Like that was the first.
Not Andre Jackson. The Bucks defense looked solid last night.
I saw Dame compete. I haven't seen Dame.
It looked okay. It looked like an okay defense.
AJ Green. Look, Gary Trent was out there defending last night. Y'all don't have to say anything. I'm saying it. I'm saying that the Bucks defense is good.
I can agree with solid. The Bucks defense looks solid, but I mean, like,
no, you don't have
on
to
a scale from 1 to 10, Miles. On a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the best.
Like a 6.5 out of 10.
It looked like
I'll give it a 7. It
looked like an 8 to me.
Brooke Lopez looked good in the paint. Wide open threes, and all of a sudden, the Bucks defense isn't looking good. Like we need to stop judging defense based on the outcomes. Like just because someone misses,
I'm judging defense based on what I was looking at.
Okay, so
we stop basing judgment on what's that? The points per 100 because it's not.
I agree with it. I think small sample defensive rating, like singular game defensive rating, might be the stupidest I've ever seen. Like over a course of a season, I think like the good shooting games and the bad shooting games like equal each other out to where you'll get somewhere in the ballpark of how good your defense actually is. But in a singular game, especially in a league like today, where the 3-point shot is so prominent and teams can just shoot poorly, I don't think that's a testament to great defense as often as people seem to give it credit for. I think the Bucks defense last night was cool. It was solid. It was decent. Andre Jackson Jr. did a really good job. AJ Green is falling victim to the white shooter who can't play defense logic when he's a good defender. I think he's the Bucks' second best perimeter defender. That's what I think he is. I think AJ Green is a good defender, but he's falling into that Sam Hauser part of it where it's like, oh, the white shooter, let's attack him. That doesn't work. Stop trying to attack him. He can play defense. So I think AJ Green and Andre Jackson were cool. I think Gary Trent was persistent. Persistent is a word I would use with Gary Trent. I think he's a persistent
and that's what we need him to be.
Yeah, when he gets beat, he still tries to get back in the play. Like he's persistent. Dame definitely gave more effort in the in-season tournament than he has in the regular season in general. Give Dame credit. Giannis has been better on defense like the last month and a half. Like he's been leveling up on that side of the ball, which has been great. Brooke Lopez is still one of the best drop bigs in the NBA. I think the Bucks defense isn't as bad as it was last year. I also don't think their defense was fantastic last night. I think they just played solid defense and ultimately ended up, I'm not going to say getting lucky, but there was some fortune.
Ron, we have to agree that their defense was not fantastic. We're not going to do that, Ron. No.
Well, here's the thing, though. This is the reason why you guys know why I'm doing this right now.
No, I don't.
Because the first 2 weeks of the season, the Bucks can't guard low in the math.
You couldn't, Ron. You at the bottom of the Eastern Conference for a reason.
That's what they weren't playing Andre Jackson. That's the problem.
It was true, Ron. It was
true. It was true. But you know what also was true? When I told y'all we'll be all right. And y'all was like, oh no, they're full of gold. The Bucks is trash. They need to get rid of Giannis.
Giannis this.
No, I'm not
going to overcompensate for telling the truth. We're not going to apologize for telling the truth.
Okay, so now tell the truth that their defense is not what you guys said it was.
Yes, it was.
And what is it now? And what is it now?
And we
better than what it was before.
It's improved.
It's better than what it was before, Ron. There's a reason why you're at the bottom of the East. What are you talking about, Ron?
We're telling the truth.
You're at the bottom of the Eastern Conference.
I'm not gonna overcompensate now because I told the truth then. All right. I'm not gonna lie now because I didn't lie then. The defense is solid. But the defense did not make OKC miss wide open jump shots. I seen Isaiah Joe miss a wide open three from the top of the key.
Okay, then
shooters don't miss those.
No, that's funny. That's funny. If that's the case, then OKC's defense was trash last night too. Because the Bucks got open looks too.
Sure.
No, this is what I'm saying. Because you guys keep running to
I think OKC's defense was fine. I think the Bucks defense was fine.
They got open threes. They got open threes. They were letting them shoot open threes.
Once again, Ron, I'm not saying it was bad.
Shoots open threes.
I'm not saying it was
Yeah,
bad.
The Celtics shoot open threes.
I never said OKC.
And they're the best shooting team.
OKC played great defense last night. I said I think OKC's defense was fine last night. I don't think that defense was a problem. I don't think the Bucks defense was a problem either. I don't think either team played fantastic defense. That's why I said
OKC's defense got let off the hook last night. And
Okay,
they still got
if
fumbled.
we're really OKC's defense got exposed last night. They didn't get let off the hook. They got exposed last night.
That's why I disagree. That's why I disagree.
And the Bucks, and on top of that, I saw the Bucks making a lot of
fine. I think the Bucks defense was fine. I think this was a game where one offense was better than the other. I don't think it was a case of one's defense was better than the other.
I personally think OKC's defense is hype. Now, granted,
you're the one who made the difference calling them the best ever.
Granted, they're statistically they got it. But I still think
none of us did that.
Yeah, because they statistically they have the number one defense. And what was the first question I came up here and asked him? Does it look like? Does it?
I hyped OKC's defense, and now I'm gonna say they're a bit too high.
You're the one.
I didn't hype their defense. I didn't hype their defense. I didn't hype their defense.
You tried to put their defense in the museum.
It was a talking point. It was a talking point.
Talking about it.
Okay, then we didn't hype it. Then we didn't hype it. What I'm saying is, but also too, it's a double-edged sword. Because what I was saying is, granted, they're missing potentially the defensive player of the year. Now, when you add Chet into that, and even offensively too, I know I came up here and I said, Isaiah Joe, Cason Wallace, these other guys, Lou Dort. When you add Chet to that, though, it makes things a little different.
I'm here to tell you right now, Chet would have been there last night. They still get their ass kicked.
Chet doesn't make threes for them. Chet doesn't make threes for them.
Yeah, but he does other things for them. Completely different. Chet opens up the game offensively and shuts shit down defensively.
Chet does make somewhat of a difference. Yes,
I
he does.
The game looks different.
He stretched it.
At the end of the day, the OKC done not everything requires deep analysis. At the end of the day, OKC had to make shots. They didn't.
And they didn't.
That's it. We can talk about why they didn't make shots.
But that's my thing, Mars.
With their personnel, I spoke about that with their personnel. I think that's a genuine flaw come playoff time for OKC. If there's a way in which they can lose, I think it's because their role players are probably a bit too one-dimensional offensively. I think that was the problem they had last year against Dallas. I think that's a genuine flaw with their roster. I'm not attributing that to experience. I think they're just flawed players. Not everyone can have Boston role players. I'm fine with that. And I also think the Bucks are probably the worst matchup in the NBA for OKC because of the matchup problem that Giannis provides. I think both of those things are true. I'm not going to, however, say that all of these things, the reason the game wasn't close last night is very simple. OKC didn't make threes.
That's what. Then I'm not rocking with that.
That's the reason the game wasn't close.
I'm not because
they missed 27.
I get that. Here's the thing. I'm not finna keep letting you guys just say, "Oh well, the Bucks just let them shoot and they miss."
I'm not saying that neither.
Those threes work. Some of those threes were contested. Yes, some were open. They didn't miss. Some were open.
I never said they shot 40 wide open threes.
But that's what I'm saying. Some were contested. Some of them were. It was good defense on some of those threes.
Okay.
So attributed to some of it being defense too.
I said the Bucks defense was solid. What more do you want me to say? The Bucks defense was solid. I think OKC's defense was solid. I think this game was not lost or won based on defense. I think this game was
skydiving with him, Morris. Jump
I don't understand. I say the game was not won or lost.
Milwaukee Bucks, the best team in the league. The game was winning the NBA championship. Giannis is the league MVP.
Executed offensively better than OKC. They made their open threes because both teams did similar things in terms of loading up to people, relying on their individual defenders, and then daring these questionable shooters or inconsistent shooters to make shots. One team made 17, the other team made 5. Yeah. I think it's a very simple explanation for how this game happened. And unfortunately, this is how 40% of games in the NBA go. A lot of the time in the regular season in particular, Games are just lost because one team shoots well and one team shoots poorly. That's just how the game goes at this point. Like it's not all the time that it's some deep analysis. Sometimes it's just we went 10 for 40 from 3 and you went 18 for 38. Sometimes it's really that simple. Last night is one of them games where I think it's really that simple. OKC got a lot of looks that they're used to getting and shot 5 for 32 from 3. Milwaukee got a lot of looks that they're used to getting and went 17 or 40 something from 3. There you go. You got outscored by 36 from the 3-point line.
Mars, you gotta understand. Ron hasn't been asleep yet. He's been up partying since they won the cup. He acting like they won the championship, so he's a little discombobulated right now.
Well, they did win the championship.
But I'm also saying I'm not saying that this doesn't mean
he was on the party bus.
Valid. Milwaukee's win is 100% valid. Milwaukee deserved to win the game last night. Giannis was fantastic. Dame was fantastic. Their shooters were fantastic. AJ Green was great. Andre Jackson Jr. on defense was amazing. Milwaukee deserved to win the game and ultimately deserved to win the NBA Cup. But I also don't need to start micro-analyzing everything in terms of like, oh, this is proof that OKC can't do anything, or this is proof that Milwaukee are going to win a chip.
We're not doing that.
Like,
no.
I don't think either one of those things are the case. I think what happened was a team lost and a team won, and the team that deserved to win ultimately won, and the team that deserved to lose ultimately lost. I don't need to look past any more than that.
No, and that's fair, Mars. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to minimize what happened last night, right? There is significance in winning the in-season tournament with Milwaukee, considering how they started the season, right? For them to be as bad as they were, because Ron tries to downplay us telling that we're going to be all right. Sure, Ron, I was one of those people who thought that Milwaukee could turn it around. But the reason why I thought that they could turn it around was because of Dame, but because of Giannis. I thought that because you had those two guys in particular, I thought that they could turn it around. But what I'm not going to act like is I'm not going to act like these dudes wasn't garbage early. I'm not going to do that. And they were. And we were 100% telling the truth about who they were. That's why I was so surprised about how bad Milwaukee was early. They were at the bottom of the Eastern Conference. They couldn't guard anybody. They couldn't make shots. They were at the bottom of the league and at the rim buckets, at the league and everything. They were awful. Now they've turned it around. They've gotten, to Mars's point, they've gotten back to playing better defense. And Jackson is now playing a little bit more. So with him playing a little bit more, it looks like they could speed the game up. Last night in particular, Ox, we talked about this. I thought Giannis could have sped the game up a little bit more than he did. I thought Giannis could have got more buckets in transition and put a little bit more pressure on Oklahoma City as a defense. But what Ron's not going to do is Ron is not going to make us sound like that he was the only one on board with the Milwaukee Bucks, and he was saying this about them right from the beginning, and that they weren't garbage, they weren't trash, and he was saying, yo, you guys are wrong. These dudes aren't trash. Yes, they were.
When have I ever switched my Bucks tune? Ever?
That's not the point, Ron. I'm not saying
ever
switch your Bucks tune. We were saying that they were trash because they were trash.
They were.
Why. They were. That's why we were saying. We weren't saying that they were garbage because we hate the Bucks. We weren't saying that they were garbage because we got a problem with Giannis or Dame or anything like that. We were saying that they were garbage because they were garbage. That's why.
Yo, what's good, Penn?
You know, I thought I was going to be accountable. I sent Ron a DM. I was like, yo, a lot of people asking for me to come on. If you want me to come on for 5-10 minutes, it's all good. I thought he was going to be like, nah, it's all good, Penn. We'll see you tomorrow. Yo, the link came in like 2 seconds. He was like, yo, come up here. So I'm here. I got to say, what I watched last night it's more than just makes and misses, man. I saw, superstars control the game. I thought Giannis controlled the game in a way that Shea didn't. It goes beyond the makes and misses, right? At some point, the basketball gods will reward you for playing with force. And I think the Bucks played with more force. I was wrong. I was dead wrong. I was dead wrong about how good the Bucks were. I was dead wrong about how good Giannis is playing. I was dead wrong about how good Dame is playing right now. There's a lot of factors baked into that. Maybe some of it is I haven't watched enough Bucks this year. Maybe some of it is I genuinely hate, the coaches on that team. And I just cannot trust them based on how many times I've been burned by Doc Rivers and Darvin Ham. However, credit where credit is due.
Even if that's true,
they were good. They were really good last night.
Dame is very much the same as what he was in the past. Mars wasn't bullshitting with that, and I watch Bucks games too. Dame, there's not much.
Okay, so that's where I'm at. So I don't know if he's Portland Dame, but he's damn close, and that's more than I would have said yesterday coming into the panel. I like to, when people say I'm wrong, I like to go and I'll be like, all right, if I'm wrong, I want to look at the film. I looked at Cade film yesterday. I was like, yo, people always pressing me on this Cade stuff. They call me a Cade hater. I don't see an all-star. Yesterday, I went back and I watched 600 possessions of Cade Cunningham, and I was like sitting there for 2 hours, and I'm like, yo, they might be right. They might be right. He is playing like an all-star for real. I'm wrong about that. So, yo, I'll own up to it. I don't think this moves me on OKC that much. It maybe moves me down like 1% on OKC, but this moves me up like 10-15% on the Bucks. It is a single game. What Mars said is true. It's true. It's like, it is a make or miss league. And if you're going to take that many threes and you're going to miss them, like shit, if the Bucks missed all those threes, which they very well could have, we're talking different story today. So I do believe that this is 2 years in a row that we have seen the older, bigger team, the more experienced team with the better player. That's the other thing I'll say. I had said that Shea was ahead of Giannis. After last night, I'm like, you know what? I can't say that anymore. It's not just because it's one game.
You shouldn't have said that in the first place.
I agree. You shouldn't have said that in the first place. But
honestly, I thought it was splitting hairs. I really did. I thought it was splitting hairs, and I was like, you know what? Shea, give him his love. He's a younger player. Giannis is the older player. Giannis is on the decline. Shea's on the incline. But I don't see Giannis declining. I think what Mark said is true. This is the best offensive version of him I've seen. That midi pull-up looks good. Little Dirk, like a little step back KD. It was good, man. It was a really good game.
What's the gap, Penn, really quickly? I want you to keep going, but what's the gap between SGA and Giannis?
The physical. Keep going up. Up. No, whoa. Come back down. Come back
down.
Bring closer. There you are.
So we're around here between.
Yeah. And I mean, like, and it's not that Shea went down for me. It's just what I've seen from Giannis in terms of court processing went up. And so maybe he's a little bit closer to Jokic than I gave him credit for yesterday. Yesterday, I was like, yo, there's
so after one game, Penn, he's not better than 2016 Steph anymore?
Who?
No, Giannis is just better than 2000.
Oh, okay. So Giannis got better.
Giannis is now surpassed peak.
The question was never 2016 Steph. It was 2017 Steph. Number one. It's not the same player. It's not the same player. Let's not go there.
My bad. 2017 Steph is 2016 Steph of Kevin Durant.
We're trying to exit with grace, Ox.
Yeah, my bad. Okay. My bad, Penn.
We're trying to be graceful here. You bringing up 2016 Steph. Yeah, so I mean, overall, like, I think what changed the equation for me is watching this Bucks team. I'm like, all right, do I now trust them in a series against Orlando? Do I now trust them in a series against maybe Cleveland? Could I see them having a shot in a series against one of those teams? New York. Can New York handle Giannis with Cat inside? I don't think they can. So now
OG is not Lou Dort.
Number one, yes.
Stop with the OG already, Ox. Okay, with the OG stuff. Enough already. Giannis would destroy him.
I hear you.
I'm sick of you.
I hear what you're saying. But the OKC Thunder are a better defensive team than the New York Knicks. And again, in a 7-game series, the shooting variance won't play a huge part. It won't play as huge a part. But Dame is for real, and I loved what I saw from their guards, man. And even Gary Trent Jr. gave him some really good minutes. I've been a bit of a Gary Trent hater, a little bit at times. I have a love-hate relationship with him. But he played well last night. Respect that dude. And DeLon Wright is actually a pretty good player, and he's not even in their rotation right now. So, the Bucks might.
He's not hurt. He's not hurt. He just not getting no playing time.
I don't think he's hurt.
He just sucks.
Really,
he does not suck. He's all right. So I mean, like, I don't know. I don't put them over Boston. I'm not sure I would pick them over Cleveland, but I give them a shot against Cleveland. I would pick them over New York right now.
Cleveland don't want it. I'm here to tell you right now, Cleveland does not want nothing with the Bucks.
I would love that series, man.
And we wait for Cleveland inside.
Very interested in a Bucks.
I got Cleveland in 6.
No,
if not 5. But I would love to watch that series.
I would still pick Cleveland.
Bucks got them serving them.
I'm saying though, look, because like I said, I think Giannis played great last night, right?
Yep.
But if Giannis can't punish Alex Caruso, how is he going to punish Evan Turner? Matter of fact, let me go back a step.
He go treat him like Evan Turner. That young ass boy don't want no parts of Giannis at all.
Talking about Mars, but this is what I'm saying though. I want to take a step back, chill, because I ain't like that. If Alex Caruso can guard Giannis on the block. If Giannis ain't punishing him on the block, if Giannis ain't punishing Lou Dort, how do you expect him to punish OG Anunoby?
He was punishing them. I don't know what he was being patient. That's the only thing. You just want him to be. You want him to get a thousand charges trying to run people over.
Yeah,
no, Giannis his game has matured now. He got some patience to his game. He got pace now. He's picking and choosing his spots.
He played great last night. Now, shout out to Giannis. He played great last night. He did, for sure.
Bows up and just running over Alex Caruso, putting him through the basket.
Come on, man. If Alex Caruso can slow him down right there.
No, for real, though, superstars control the game. You know, we know that. Superstars control the game. Giannis controlled the game last night. Shout outs to the Bucks. I'm out of here. I just wanted to come on for 5 minutes.
Talk to you, Pen. We'll see you later, brother.
Take my tomatoes to the face. All right, I was wrong as hell. And salute to the chat. Peace, man.
For sure. Hey, Morris, do you not believe in the basketball gods? Because Penn said something about the basketball gods. It kind of seemed like you just looked up, like, here it is bad, here she go.
Oh, like, Mars think you just suck, or you good.
Know the basketball gods are real, right?
No, Mars don't think so.
I know people believe in the sporting gods. Whatever. Sure. Okay.
I don't know about sporting gods. I don't know about baseball and all that other shit. I'm talking about basketball.
Everyone's entitled to believe in what they believe in.
But do you believe?
I don't think it's relevant what I believe in, if I'm being honest. I'm not going to attribute anything to a basketball god when I'm on this show. Okay. Whether or not I believe in them is not relevant. I may believe in them in my spare time, but I'm never going to attribute something to the basketball gods on camera.
Hey, they got like a group, kind of like the Jehovah's Witnesses. That's like for basketball guys that come and knock on the door. I'm gonna send them to your crib every day for the rest of the year.
I'm definitely gonna answer the door for sure.
Good morning, Mr. Mars. How do you feel? Are you ready to convert yourself to the basketball gods, Mars?
They wouldn't even get the time to ask that whole question. I wouldn't answer the door. They'll just be standing outside waiting.
When they baptize you, in Gatorade.
Yo, I want to ask you guys, who's been blessed by the basketball gods the most?
Ever. Who's been blessed by the basketball
gods? Share your screen.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Who's been blessed the most?
Who's been blessed the most by the basketball gods? Well, if you've been blessed, that means you've had some things go your way. You've played really well.
I would say Magic Johnson, but then they did what they did to him in 91. So I don't know if they blessed.
That's part of it, Morris. Give it and take it away.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it is Magic Johnson.
I was thinking Duncan. I mean, to have Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker for 15 years.
Yeah, but he was never definitively the best in the world. So how blessed was he?
It really could be Rob Horry. I mean, Vlade Divac tipped the ball straight to him. Like,
maybe it's just the whole Sacramento Kings organization. Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
All right, my screen is shared, Ron. I'm done with this conversation.
Oh yeah, Bobby Portis, by the way. But whatever.
I understand why he didn't get the run that he didn't get in the third quarter. Because I saw you last night, Mars, in the chat talking about why isn't Bobby Portis in the game, even though he did come in the game with Giannis on the floor, and Giannis did look gassed, but I understood what Doc was doing. That was one of those games.
That's what he was doing.
No, that wasn't it at all. That was one of those games where the game was still in the balance, and we're not just going to go with the rotation. I'm going to go with my gut, and Giannis needs to stay on the floor. Giannis needs to stay on the floor, and whatever he's got, I'm going to get it. We can rest him during timeouts. We can rest him at the end of the third and in the beginning of the fourth. But right now, no. Suck it up, big fella.
Yep. At the end of that third quarter, we were talking about that as it happened. Yeah, he was gassed, but this is what the greats do. You got to suck it up and play through that, baby. Let's go. And I honestly, I think that was a very, very critical time right there too, because they even extended the lead a little bit. Giannis got a good bucket, couple free throws. I think it was imperative to keep him on the floor right there. I'm happy that Doc did that. See, that's what a veteran, a great coach would do. You know what I'm saying? Force his superstar to play through a little fatigue.
A great coach dog got poised in the game sooner, but whatever.
Yeah, just for
the game.
Crazy.
Well, y'all, you also know what other great people do. They download apps like PrizePicks where they can control their fate and where they can win instantly. Like when you play $5, you instantly get 50. Yes, you can do that on PrizePicks when you use code PANEL. Basketball fans, it's time to hit the court because the NBA season is back and it's in its full swing, and there are endless ways to play at PrizePicks. With the in-season tournament just wrapping up, that means we have plenty of endless opportunities to pick your favorite players and make those matchups even more thrilling. So who's going to light it up from deep, knocking down threes like they're free throws? Who's dropping no-look dimes for assists? Well, with PrizePicks, you can play daily NBA contests and test your hoop knowledge by choosing player projections for every stat line imaginable. Are you a rookie in the game? Don't even sweat it. Here's the playbook. Download PrizePicks, the app. Sign up using the code PANEL. And new customers will receive $50 instantly when they join the action and play just $5. Every day on our show, me, Mars, Chill, Ox, we'll be locking up our lineups and sharing the plays that we're making, such as Luka going more with his points projections or Jokic going less with his assist projections. And with PrizePicks, the payouts can be as sweet as the champagne that Giannis and Dame drunk last night to celebrate their win. You guys know that Darvin Ham told the team not to celebrate? Y'all seen that?
Because his team went 1-10 after the in-season tournament last year. He knows. He knows.
Chill,
They're not
muted,
making
Chill.
that mistake again.
When did he say that, Ron? It was like during the ceremony thing, or when did he say that?
Hold on, let me pull it up. I think it was. I don't know exactly when he said it. I don't know if he said it during the game. I don't know if he said it before the game. Like if we win, we're not going to celebrate. I don't know if he said it after. But he basically was like, they should just focus on June and focus on the season because the season's still going. You know.
Yeah. Did Dame really say that? Put some respect to my name on the I'm an NBA champion now.
No.
I hope so.
Chill, you muted. But Darvin Ham advised the Bucks not to pop champagne after the NBA Cup game. Bucks coach Doc Rivers told me after talking with Darvin Ham and his experience with the Lakers last season, they chose not to celebrate the Cup championship with dousing and drinking of champagne. Want to focus on the remainder of the season.
So we can still celebrate. We just don't do that. Is that what we're saying? That's
Essentially.
essentially what we're saying.
They probably still did it just when the cameras weren't around. They trying to act like it's all serious. The moment the cameras disappeared, they probably got to celebrating for it. But shout out to Dame, NBA champion. He is an NBA champion now. So shout out to him.
Getting the
double MVP and an NBA Cup winner. Like he's got the most unique trophy cabinet in NBA history.
And Chill, speaking of which, I got something I got to run by you after we get done making our prize picks. But
random Boston.
BJ Boston, shout out to the kid.
All
right, what we rocking with?
I'm sure we got a bunch of games.
Does Jalen Green have a demon pick?
We could start with that.
If Jalen Green got a demon pick, I'm taking whatever that is. Oh no, what is it for points? Oh god. Oh, threes. What's this for threes?
Excuse me.
He can score 25. We'll go Jalen Green more. He can score 25 against the Pels.
I know what I want already too, so let me just go ahead and Jaylen Brown PRA going more.
Who the Celtics play tonight?
It's
tomorrow. Tomorrow they play
tomorrow
Chicago.
night. Oh, so they play Chicago tomorrow. What else you got, Ron?
Let me see. I think I'm gonna rock with. I mean, since we're kind of doing the Houston thing, let me go, Fred. Fred
VanVleet.
Your buddy Fred.
This better
Fred
be
VanVleet.
Go to his demon.
This one?
No,
Block shots?
Fred be getting blocks. They be counting. He do get those little ones. Blocks.
Yeah, they're not really blocks, but if they count,
but they be counting them. They be counting them.
We got Fred 2.5 threes. 17? Oh man, put that on there. Yeah, it's gonna be one of them Houston Rockets games.
I'm taking that Colin Sexton, that 14 points against Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going more with that. I tried to bet on Mikal Bridges and I went more. No, I ain't doing that no more with him.
I can assure you, I will not be watching the Utah Jazz play the Detroit Pistons.
Mm-hmm.
That might be a good
game.
I
made a pledge this season, Mars, that I was going to watch more of the bad teams, which would explain why I watch Jazz games. I don't watch a lot of Jazz games, but I do watch some Jazz games. Right?
I do not watch one of them that I watch.
I do not. I watched one of New Orleans games. New Orleans is a hard watch. Let me tell you.
I'm gonna be watching New Orleans tomorrow. I'm gonna see Herb Jones put Fred VanVleet in jail.
That's why, Ron, you guys winning this in-season tournament, pick up the telephone and call up the New Orleans Hornets and ask for Herb Jones.
We got Andre Jackson. We straight.
Pick up the phone and ask for
Herb Jones, right? They got a bad Herb Jones. Andre Jackson right there. Went to UConn too.
They're having a fire sale in New Orleans, Mars. They're having a fire sale, Ron. Pick up the phone.
Herb Jones is not included in that fire sale. Everyone else is. Herb Jones ain't included in that fire sale.
Hey, Ox. Remember I told you, brother, you got to ask.
You for sure got to ask, though, Chill.
One of the things I found out in life, you'd be surprised what you get, man, if you just ask. And you find out later on, like, damn, I didn't know I was going to get. Just ask. Pick up the telephone, call up the New Orleans Hornets, check their temperature. How many times have you got something, Ron, because you just asked? He was like, oh, shit, she down for that? Yes. Just ask. Just ask.
Hey, I got a few text messages to send right after the show. Might even have a phone call or two to make.
Call up the New Orleans Hornets. The New Orleans Hornets, first of all, they already made it clear because Mars just said that Herb Jones is not considered in that. Well, I tell you what, Ron. Plenty of times you've been hanging out with homegirl and she ain't interested in this. She is interested in that though, right? All right, well, why don't you nudge her a little bit and check her temperature on this? How you feel about this? Why aren't you interested in this? What's the problem? What can I do to interest you in that? Well, once you open the door to this, they already opened the door to everybody else. You said you ain't interested in coming. You said you ain't interested in coming off of Herb Jones. Let's talk about that a little bit. Next thing you know, they handing over Herb Jones. Next thing you know, they handing him over.
Actually, Ox, type in Herb Jones.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Now all of a sudden, I'm interested in Herb Jones.
Take whatever he got for steals. Take whatever he got.
Whatever.
He gonna make a 3 for sure.
That's a goblin, Mars.
Oh, whoops.
I can't believe you guys frowning up on goblins.
There
we go.
For the
there we go. Throw that right there on there.
I'm just gonna go with this one.
No. Go on, throw that demon on there now.
Okay.
So Ox, you're the only one scared of a demon?
Crazy.
Nah, I just didn't. No, Colin Sexton ain't on defense.
Chill scared too. Crazy.
Chill is not scared. If I would have seen that 3.5 assists, I would have done that though. So, but we already here.
We need to one day. We need to do a full demon.
We did, and I'm down for that. I'm down for that right now. I'm not tripping.
Yeah,
this got to be the right.
Matter of fact, you know what, Ron? Since Mars brought that up, let's do that right now, Mars. Let's do that right now.
There we go. Let's take some risks.
It can't be this though. It can't be this though.
It can't be Herb too because we've already got
right.
Well, hold up. I already got one. So if Chill want to take Chill, you could either take Herb steals or Herb assist.
I'll take Herb assist.
Make that yours.
Yeah, I'll take Herb assist.
You think he's gonna get 4 assists before he gets 3 steals?
Herb passing.
Herb can pass.
What you want, Chill?
You ain't seen my Alabama. He was like point Herb. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Why are we wrapped up in Herb? What other games do we have? Because I think I could get a better.
Yeah. Why is everyone focusing on this Rockets?
Yeah. Let's take.
No one needs to watch us potentially lose to the worst team in the conference.
Well,
please.
If you don't,
who y'all play?
If you don't want these assists, Chill. If you don't want these assists, Chill. I want the steal. So I mean,
you could take the steals. I'm trying to figure out what other action do we have? Because I know that.
I mean, we got the Thunder trying to get their get back.
Oh, Minnesota, New York plays Minnesota.
The Warriors play Memphis.
Okay.
You got to go click on the games though, Ox, so he can see the demons.
Now we talking.
Which game?
Or just click through the points and assists, rebounds. They'll pop up.
Let's see. That Golden State Memphis game. How about that Golden State Memphis game? What kind of action do we have with that?
What's Steph's line for threes? Like 8 threes? Is that his demon? 8 threes or something?
Or that Denver Portland game. I'm taking it. I'm definitely. I don't know what kind of. Oh, wait a minute. The Kings and the Lakers. What is James is not a money bet. No.
What's Anthony Davis? Less.
And this game is in Sacramento.
Oh, AD got
a couple demons.
AD's demon
He
gonna
does?
be threes, isn't it?
What
I
is
knew it
his
was gonna be
demon?
threes.
One and a half 3 points, man.
No.
I forgot
Take
to
the
play
points.
on-
Take the
on
points.
this
Take the
game.
points.
26.
No,
it's
the demon's gonna be like
points.
31. The demon's gonna be like 31.
He's not getting that though.
He is getting that.
29 and a half. Oh,
AD can get 30. Come on, man.
No, he could get 30.
80
On
damn
Sabonis?
good for 30.
Yeah,
The
he
game's
could
in
get- he could get
Sacramento.
30.
I still nobody
is?
care if that game is Sacramento.
All right, bro.
Can I see that?
That game could be in Oak Park. Anthony Davis going for 40.
Can I see that Denver Portland game? Because this should be some good demons there.
That's the one you taking, Ox?
Yeah, I'm taking that. I forgot that game was. I forgot.
When's
that
the
game
last
was
time you didn't take DeMontis PR?
Anytime it's available, bro. I'm taking
Yeah,
it.
he always taking it.
You said Portland game?
Yes, Portland, Denver.
Did you take off? Oh, you took off the Hub Jones to put your DeMontis? Okay.
Yeah. Do you want Portland or do you want Denver? Chill. I'll check out
Denver.
both. Denver, okay.
Let's see here. Where the demons at?
They ain't giving no demons for Denver. That's
Where the
trash.
demons at?
Ain't no demons on that team.
No demons.
Oh, they suck.
Man.
All right. What about Portland? Mhm. What about Portland? What kind of demons we got for the Trailblazers?
I guess this game just has no motion. Yeah, this game has no motion.
No, that game doesn't have any motion. What about and the last one, Ox, the Warriors in Memphis?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Draymond Green
Okay.
technicals. Ooh, Andrew Wiggins.
What kind
You
of
said Draymond Green
Ooh.
technicals?
2.5?
Yeah, Draymond Green technicals.
2 steals.
Is Dennis Schroeder playing?
I may
Dennis
have-
Schroeder
yeah,
is playing. There he is. He right there.
Yeah.
He's at his line. 21 points and assists.
7.5 rebounds.
8 rebounds for Draymond, with Jaren Jackson rebounding.
Shit.
Just
I'll
saying.
take the more with Draymond with that. Yes.
There we go. So is that a full
Yes.
demon?
And
line?
so you don't want Anthony Davis anymore.
No, I don't. I'm gonna take Draymond with more than 7.5 rebounds. Because the AD can get 30. I want a real demon, like Draymond going for 10. I want a real demon, like Draymond going for 12 boards against Memphis, something like that.
All right.
I mean,
All right.
we could just put the Anthony Davis demon as like a group one.
If y'all want to do that, we can do it. I'd rather put the Herb Steals.
Yeah, we could just have a group demon. We could have a group demon. I don't mind Herb Stills being a group demon.
Yeah, because Anthony Davis not getting that.
Okay.
Throw the Herb Steals on there.
Uh-huh.
And then we're going to get up out of here.
Yep.
All right, we up.
All right. This is what we're looking at. And just to let you guys know, Chill, you're 2-7. Ox, you're 4-5. Mars, you're 3-6. Ron, you're 5-4. That's what we're looking at right now. And now we have put together a hell of a demon slip. So let's get to it. This is our demon contest. We have Jalen Green, more than 24.5 points. We got Fred VanVleet, more than 17.5 points. We got Domas Sabonis, more than 44.5 PRA. We got Draymond Green, more than 7.5 rebounds. And we got Herbert Jones, more than 2.5 steals.
Nice.
And
Herbert.
all of that will get us 2,700.
Ooh.
2,700, baby, with the $20 entry fee. Go ahead and submit that, and we in the game, y'all.
Scared money don't make no money. Let's see if we can get that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Good work,
Oh.
guys.
All right, y'all. We got a couple super chats, so I'm gonna go ahead and get around to these. Appreciate everybody that's tapped in. Appreciate everybody that's watching live. If you aren't watching live, salute to you. Make sure you comment and address some of the things we're talking about. Shout out to our Hall of Famers. Y'all know the faces. Y'all know the names. Cobra Son of Raditz, KT, Hunting Gilgors, Multi-Kenny, and Kendall Daniels. Shout out to them. If you was on playback last night, you seen KT and Multi-Kenny up there. Salute to those two for joining us on the playback stage. As of right now, Mansur Niniola became a YouTube member. Shout out to Mansur. DeSarmo sent through a super chat. DeSarmo said, shout out Ron and Ox for not being brainwashed by the white liberal media about that fat Oyinbo? About that fat Oyinbo in Denver. Biggest gap between 1-2 players since LeBron? A team full of guys under 6'5". Chet/iHeart can't win.
But they have 2 7-footers. Like, I don't. Yeah, I think they can win.
That was unnecessary.
What's an Oyinbo?
White person.
Yeah, well, I never thought the gap was as big as it was portrayed to be, and I still don't to this day. But shout out
between Giannis and Joker.
I've never bought into that.
What do you think?
So you don't think Jokic is definitive?
So Joker is better. Joker is better than Giannis. All right. So where is the gap, Ron?
We don't gotta chill. We don't gotta do this. Chill. We don't gotta do this.
Let's do it. Let's do it right. Let's do it right now, Ron. This is Joker right here, right? This is Joker at the top of the league. This is Giannis. You tell me when to stop, Ron. You tell me when to stop. I'm still going. You tell me when to stop.
Hey, wait. Come down a little bit. Come down a little bit. Come down a little bit.
Okay.
There you go, right there.
So they both the same.
Go up a little bit. Go up a little bit. Just a hair right there. There you go.
Okay, so Giannis is better than Joker by a hair. So Giannis
not a hair, the piece of paper that he can't jump over. That's how much Giannis is better than him by.
So Jokic isn't definitively the best in the world. So
no, he is not.
That propaganda Swiper was trying to push, that Jokic is one of the 10 players who have been definitive, was just cap.
Yes, it was cap. It was yes.
Oh, I agree, but it's not. That's the.
Wow.
Just a minute ago, when Joel was just healthy last year, you know what I'm saying? It was
the league needs a healthy Joel Embiid again, man.
Definitely does.
Everyone
I don't know if we ever gonna get
and a healthy Kawhi. Get a healthy Joel and healthy Kawhi back in the league.
Kawhi's scheduled to come back, so he's
exactly. Then we're gonna have real talks, and Joel gonna get his sinus unfractured. We'll be chilling.
I think he's on the slate, but it's interesting. I wonder, Ron, did you feel like this last week about Joker and
I felt like this the whole time.
Giannis, as long as I've known him.
Okay.
I felt like this the whole time. I'm just not gonna say it on the episode with Pin Swiper. I don't know how Mars is gonna feel. So is Mars jumping on him? I don't know. What's the point in me saying that just to get jumped?
Giannis, I think Jokic is the best, but I don't agree with like Swiper and Penn when they act like it's no conversation to be had.
I think
I do think it's Jokic, but like I wouldn't say Jokic is one of the few players who have been definitive. Like I don't agree with that, but I do think it's Jokic, and for me, I'm still comfortable saying it's Jokic. But Giannis is doing some incredible things.
And to answer your question, Ron, like, what's the point of saying it? The point is to stand on your nuts.
That is it.
You worried about getting jumped? Protect your neck, guard your grill, and stand on your nuts.
That I will do. I will protect my neck and I will guard my grill. But Ox, that last one hurts.
Standing on your nuts does hurt, no doubt. But Ron, I just feel like with Joker, I think there's a gap, and I feel like between 2 and 3, there's also a gap. I think Giannis is definitively the best player in the game. And if you want to have a conversation about him being the best player in the game, you can do that. But I think definitely he's the best player in the game. And I think that there's a gap.
Giannis or Jokic?
Between 2 and 3.
Because you said Giannis. You think Giannis is the best player?
Giannis is definitively the second best player is what he means.
Okay. And I think there's a gap between 1 and 2, and I think there's a gap between 2 and 3. And then I think the gap closes significantly between 3 and the rest of them.
Damn, so Jokic is just way above everybody.
I think Joker is better than Giannis. I don't think it's a clear gap, but I do think there's a gap.
So you think Moses Malone is better than Giannis?
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do think Moses Malone was better than Giannis.
I can get behind that logic.
Shout out Moses.
100%, I believe that. Mm-hmm.
Teddy Hart sent through a super chat. He said the cup curse. No cup winner in NBA history has gone on to win the chip. So I'm not mad my Thunder lost. LOL.
Teddy, just so we clear, what kind of history do we have?
That's an extensive history. I'm not going.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, so no winner is going on to win it. I'm not going to
act like I wasn't hyping De'Aaron last year for being the only clutch player of the year to ever exist. He's the only person that ever win it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a fire super. But he didn't deserve that.
Facts. He's been so unclutch this year too. Just proving that award was disgusting.
DeMar should have got it last year.
I thought DeMar was going to win it. I did. I thought DeMar.
I can't remember who I had winning. I think Kyrie had a great year in the clutch last year. I'm not saying he should have won, but I think he had a great year.
Right now, we're supposed to have the only 2 clutch players of the year on our team.
So that's just Fox and Sabonis?
No, Fox and DeMar.
Oh, Fox and DeMar.
Should have been DeMar last year. And I mean, that's clearly not doing nothing for us, but still. That's why accolades don't matter. Weak ass niggas, man.
It's crazy that they don't matter. I wonder if DeMar would have, if De'Aaron would have won it, and if DeMar would have won it, if they wouldn't have mattered.
De'Aaron did win it,
and they still don't matter. So I was kind of consistent on that one. Now, if DeMontis won a defensive player of the year, maybe they'd start mattering. I don't know, but
come on,
yeah.
You seen how he was doing. You seen how he was doing Jokic. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Because there's players. I know I bring it up. I brought it up before, but I want to bring it up again just because of the game the other night.
Mm-hmm.
When you see things like that, right? When you see like there's a certain people that just play better than that person, like DeMontis guards Jokic way better than Jokic guards DeMontis. Cat guards Jokic way better than Jokic guards Cat. When you see those type of matchups, does that mean anything to y'all? And I'm not saying let's redo the rankings. I'm not saying let's put Cat and DeMontis above Jokic. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying when you see matchups where it's like clearly this person guards him better than he guards him every time they see each other, does it never come into like, does it never cross your mind like, what does that mean?
The reason why we can't do that
because Dirk not better than KG.
Yeah, and Shaq had a hell of a time with Big Country. Like he couldn't do anything with Big Country. So I mean, for one guy,
everybody got their kryptonite.
Yeah, and like Ox, you in your Dominican Dirk logic. I mean, he has.
Yeah, but Ox thinks Al Horford is better than Joel. Like, he thinks that. So like that's the. But I think it's just interesting. I think there's some guys who just like based on their style of play or their physical stature, like they just match up with you like better. But like the way I like, because you don't go against each other every game or every series, so it's like I can't be like you're better than him because you're better in this individual matchup. When like against not the whole rest of the league, this guy's just clearly better than you. So I feel like you can have someone's number, but like they're still better than you just in the general sense of it. But I do think that individual matchups and like seeing how someone is like constantly either holding their own or better is interesting. Like I think Kyrie and Steph is like a good example. Like Kyrie always goes at Steph and he always holds his own in that matchup. But Steph is still obviously, in my opinion, the better player. But I do think Kyrie and that individual match, if all you ever watched and your whole basketball knowledge was just Kyrie versus Steph matchups, I don't think you would think Steph just unequivocally clears him. But if you watch like just them throughout their whole careers, I think you would see that Steph is clearly the better player. So like I think it's just a matchup thing.
And I'm not, once again, just for the people that don't listen, because I know a lot of people don't listen, you just watch. I'm not saying that DeMontis and Karl-Anthony Towns are better than Jokic. I don't think that. I don't believe that. But I think they cook his ass more often than not.
Killer Predator 00 said Giannis was attacking everybody guarding him, posted up Casey Wallace and Caruso, took Hartenstein to the rack with the spin move. What more would you have liked to see, Ox?
More bully ball. Now understand who you're talking to. You're talking to a big man. So when you're talking to a big man, anytime a big man see another big man with a smaller dude on him, the idea is to punish him. Ox is a big guy. So Ox seeing a smaller dude in Alex Caruso or a smaller dude in Lou Dort covering Giannis, Giannis is supposed to step on his head. Giannis is supposed to truck him. And he's supposed to do it regularly. Giannis is not facing up Lou Dort. He's not skilling Alex Caruso on the block. No, he's supposed to go at him and truck him. Because why? That's what big men do. You're a smaller dude. You can't guard me on the block. And that's what it's supposed to be regularly. And on top of that, when you got a smaller dude on you and you constantly pounding on him, like what Ox would have liked to see Giannis do with Lou Dort, eventually he's going to wear down. Eventually he's going to wear down. You not though, as a big.
Not only that, but I mean, and whoever sent the super chat, I didn't catch their name. My bad. I don't want you to tell me that I wasn't seeing what I was seeing last night because I'm watching the game and even times
you wasn't seeing that, Ox. No, you wasn't.
Right. So, and like to a big point of mine too is just that you should be demanding it. Like there was a time he had Case and Wallace on this block. The ball was here and they swung it to the other side of the floor. So they end up with the ball over in this corner, and Case and Wallace and Giannis are still standing next to each other on the opposite block, just chilling, kumbaya. Like what's going on right now? Giannis is supposed to be.
Are you talking about the play where Bobby Portis shot a hook shot at the end of the shot clock? Is it that play on like the right baseline?
It could have been that play.
That's the shot we wanted, though.
I can't.
That's the shot. That's the shot I wanted just from 3.
Look. There should be no shot that you want when the ball is already on the strong side. When Giannis was strong side for a second or two. Giannis is strong side with Case and Wallace switched on him, 7 feet away from the rim.
On his back, by the way.
And you swing the ball. There is no shot on earth I want more than whatever Giannis is going to do with the ball with Case and Wallace. Case and Wallace is 6'2", 6'1", maybe 6'1". He's tiny. Like, why are you not? Why Giannis is supposed to be pissed right there. Giannis is supposed to grab Dame by his jersey like, bro, don't ever do that shit again. You got me over here with Case and Wallace. You give me the ball. You know what I'm saying? And you can say I'm nitpicking. That's not nitpicking. That's just me being the best player on this team, having a mouse in the house, and we're over there watching whatever we're watching. That's all I'm saying. Things like that is where I think Giannis could, could really dominate. There would be no conversation like what we're having. Because I know if Jokic get the ball on the block right there with Case and Wallace, he's getting punished. But hey, whatever though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not hating on Giannis. I'm trying to big up your man. I'm trying to tell y'all he should be getting the ball. He should be dominating. But y'all don't want to see Giannis dominate. Fine, that's fine. Whatever. You're gonna have to keep dealing with these conversations about Giannis just being a run and dunk man. Y'all gonna keep crying. Oh my God, Giannis is make him prove it then. That's what Shaq be talking about with him and Joel and Anthony Davis, and y'all be mad at Shaq.
Shaq don't talk that talk with Giannis. Shaq exclude Giannis. No, yes, he don't. Shaq excludes Giannis.
Yes, he do. And I've heard him do it. He should have been doing it last night.
Well, tell Shaq. Well, you know what you could tell Shaq? You know what you could tell Shaq? His streak of 20-point games, 20 plus point games,
I don't care.
25 games in a row, shooting over 50%. It's done. And guess who got it?
Giannis.
Yeah, Ron. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care. I'm talking like I don't care about none of that, bro. Like, y'all, if you got
what else you can tell
on the block, he got Alex Caruso on the block. He should be demanding the ball. And that's
what else you can tell Big Shaq?
Like but Ron, that's basic basketball, and you know that. So to be entertaining these goofballs in the chat that are acting like that's just not what you're supposed to do when playing basketball, you could do that, bro. Have fun right now. But I'm serious.
Who's entertaining goofballs in the chat? You're responding to the chat. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Oh well, tell Shaq this. No, but no. Tell Shaq
I'm not telling nobody nothing. I'm talking about Giannis should be punishing Alex Caruso on the block.
And he
Giannis should be punishing Case and Wallace on the block.
And he was.
Giannis should never allow his guards to pass the ball away from him when he has Case and Wallace on the block. And that's what a dominant player does. That's all right.
I agree. Giannis not that dominant for her. I agree.
Mm-hmm. Big Fan Breezy
say that, Mars.
has been a member for 17 months. He said, seeing Dennis in BK panel, what PG would thrive in Jordy Fernandez's system in the league, or should be a second, or should a second-year head coach get a PG out the draft? Cam Thomas at PG?
No, you should probably get Dylan Harper.
Dylan Harper would be nice in Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's probably who you should get. I don't think you need
Call
a
up
veteran
Oklahoma
player.
City. Call up Oklahoma City and ask for that kid Topich. You ain't gonna use him. You already got your lead guard. You got your lead guard in SGA. Call up Oklahoma City and ask for that kid Topich. That's your lead guard of the future right there.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad at that at all. Still draft Dylan Harper though, but
Yeah, if he's available, I'll take him. Unless I will keep a flag, but yeah.
Now it might cost you. It might cost you a first round pick, but in the future, not a lottery pick right now. But call up Oklahoma City and ask for that kid.
Just offer them Cam Johnson.
Oklahoma City?
no,
Yeah.
hell no,
No, Mars. Why would
hell no.
OKC need a shooter. They need size. They get a
No,
6'8".
they don't need that shooter. They don't need that size.
Why don't they need Cam Johnson?
Hey, they get Cam Johnson. Hey, I'll take everything back.
We're addressing a need. They don't need what do OKC need more picks for? Give OKC Cam Johnson. They'll give you Topic because Topic ain't gonna play for them this year. They're trying to win a chip this year. Give him Cam Johnson. It's a win-win. You get off a vet that you don't need because you're trying to tank, and you get a lottery pick from last season who's not going to play for you this year and help you win games. Win-win. Yeah, Cam Johnson for Nikola Topic. That's what I would do if I was
Topic. He did his knee, right? He hurt his knee.
ACL.
ACL, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if I'm Brooklyn, I need Topic.
Give me another one of those ones too, Mars.
A couple more.
Who?
Not 50
Who's giving up a first round pick?
Since you giving me Topich and I'm giving you Cam, give me another one of those because you got 20 of them. So give me another one of those ones too.
So
give me
Topich to give up a first round pick too.
Yeah, give me another one of those.
Don't get Cam Johnson.
Give me another one.
What? I'm giving up a pick to give you Nikola Topic. What?
I'm okay, and I'm get whoa. Don't make it sound like I'm giving you just a pick. I'm giving you a bigger, more athletic floor spacer, which you don't have.
You didn't even think about getting him, and now all of a sudden he's a prize. That's it.
Okay, you the one who brought him up. So since you brought him up, I'm glad you brought him.
Johnson is a prize.
I don't negotiate with Terry. I'm not doing all this. What the hell?
No, you don't negotiate with Terry.
Never negotiate
I'm
with
offering you Nikola Topic for Cam Johnson. Win-win. You trying to get another pick from me? No.
That's not a win-win. That's not a win-win.
It's not.
We ain't seen this kid play like that yet, Mars. We don't
know who he is, but I think he's gonna be awesome. So you can hand him over and give me one of them ones you got. I'll give you Cam.
I'll give you one. No, we good. No.
Well, first and foremost, Mars, why do you? And as good as Oklahoma City is, they're at the top of the Western Conference, if I'm not mistaken. And with the crew that they got, they're gonna be at the top of the Western Conference for a while. So why you care about these first round picks? These first round picks.
It's the principle. It's not about what I care about. It's the fact that you didn't even think about just giving me Cam Johnson for Nikola Topic. You was trying to give me some of your picks. I'm saying no, just give me the player. You get Nikola Topic, and now you have the audacity to say, "Hey, give me a pick too." No, shut up. You don't.
I got the audacity. You're the one who upped the ante, Mars. I just asked for the kid, and I was going to give you a first round pick for the kid.
And I'm saying no, keep your picks because you're a tanking team.
Right there, Mars.
And I'll just take away a player who's helping you win games.
No, okay. You started this by upping the ante, Mars. I asked you, hand me over the kid who isn't playing,
and then you try to rob me.
No, I'm not robbing you. First of all, I asked you. I said, Mars, how about you hand over the kid who isn't playing right now? We don't know who he is, and I'll give you a first round pick. Who, for all intents and purposes, I don't know. The 8th pick in the 2025 draft is Nikola Topic. Okay, that's who he is. So I just did that. Instead, what do? You already have an established guy in Cam Johnson. Yo, hand him over. Well, wait a minute. If you're gonna up the ante, how about you give me one of them picks too? In addition to me giving you one of my better scorers, because I do need draft picks in addition to young guys. No, Mars. Give me one of those picks you got. You don't care about the 23rd pick in the first round. You don't care about the 23rd pick in the first round. You don't care about the 26th pick.
We got a tanking Brooklyn team who's trying to give up a pick to get Nikola Topic. And I'm saying, no, keep your picks, you tanking organization. I don't want your picks because that's obviously going to be a really good pick. Why would I want that? Keep it. Just give me the player who's helping you win games when you're trying to lose. So I help you in your quest of a tank. And you take the player who can't play for you this season, who can also help you lose by not playing. Right. And it's a win-win for both teams. And you're saying, nah, I know you're taking this player who's actually helping us win, which we don't want. I know you're actually doing us a favor by taking him off our hands. But nah, give us a pick too. No, I'm just hanging up the phone. No, I'm not doing that. You trying to rob me and act like you're doing me a favor. No.
Mars is taking the player. He doesn't want the pick. No, because that's not helping me right now. Meanwhile, the guy that I already have on my crew, who I do have for leverage, he is helping, even though we're not that good, but he is helping. I can probably get more for him than what you're offering right now. But I want to deal with you because I like the kid you
won't
got.
Get
open.
a pick as valuable as Nikola Topic for Cam Johnson. No team is giving up a Nikola Topic level pick for Cam Johnson. They'll give up some because the only teams that are going to trade for him are contenders. So you know what they're going to give up? Late first round picks. They're going to give up 26.
And that's what you have, Mars. That's what I'm asking
Nikola
for.
Topic was 12. 12. You're getting a lottery pick for Cam Johnson. No team is giving up a lottery pick for Cam Johnson.
Mars, what was Cam
I'm the only team that can do that. And you're saying, no, give me another pick.
So you want to even swap. That's what you want. That's all you want is an even swap. I'm asking you what I'm asking you, Mars. I'm asking you for a first rounder, which is not going to be a lottery. I'm asking you. Okay, he is a first rounder, 100%. Just like Cam Johnson is a first rounder. What I am asking you for, because you are the one. Because what you did was you were the one who upped the ante. I asked for a first round pick. All I'm asking you for is that first round pick that you're probably not going to use at number 28 or 29. Can you give me that, please?
No.
All I'm asking you for, Mars, is can you put leather seats in the car? Can you do that, Mars?
No.
Okay,
I will hang up the phone. You either take Nikola Topic for Cam Johnson.
You don't have a deal.
Okay, so then that's your problem. Now you don't get a point guard. All because you wanted to be stubborn and ask for the 28th pick. That's your problem.
If I'm Brooklyn, I'll tell y'all to go to hell. Y'all want Cam Johnson, y'all better fork something up. You know what Cam Johnson would look like on the Thunder?
Nikola Topic. I forked out Nikola Topic. That's why I forked.
But aside from the trade,
Nikola Topic was projected to go top 3 before his ACL.
Yeah. I get all
the
that.
level of player that I'm giving up here for Cam Johnson.
I mean,
and you're saying
he's damaged goods right now. He's damaged goods.
Oh yeah, because an ACL is a career-ending injury.
Hey, you never know. You never know. But aside from all of that, though,
point guard in the draft last year, and we're saying, nah, that's not.
I don't know if he was the best point guard in the draft.
Who else was in the draft? Rob Dennis.
Aside from that, though, Reed and Rob.
Okay.
Reed and Rob.
Okay.
But aside from that, though, you guys do know how scary the Thunder would be with Cam Johnson on there, right?
It would be fantastic.
That's why they want. That's why they would want him in this hypothetical universe. Yes.
That would be. I'm surprised they haven't went ahead and made that.
But Brooklyn's in the East. They ain't worried about that yet. They just got to be worried about getting their tank correct. They get Nikola Topic. Then in the draft they get Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper. I don't know who else. I haven't done my draft scouting yet, so I'm not fully locked in. But they get whoever they can get in the draft. So they got Topic, Cam Thomas, and their draft pick. Plus they've got their future already settled. Like it makes it. Whatever. It makes sense.
All right, moving along. GDHVG became a member. Shout out to GD. It's Hack Ira sent through a super chat. He said the gap between Shai and Giannis is large. Giannis is a defensive god. He impacts the game so much when his shot isn't falling. Shai looks to be 3 tiers below Giannis if his shot isn't falling.
No, I ain't doing that.
I mean, it's very rare that both of their shots aren't falling.
Right.
Like,
Giannis
barely misses shots, and Shai barely has games where his shot isn't falling as well. So
right.
I don't. The idea of what do you do when your shot isn't falling, I understand it's like how do you impact the game in other ways, but more often than not, their shots falling. So like I'm not gonna judge them off their impact when like the 1 in 12 games where they shoot poorly. Like, I think that's a bad measure.
Right.
I do think Shai is also substantially worse than Giannis though, but I thought that was obvious before last night.
Like last night was not an indicator that Giannis is better than Shai. I think that was already the consensus. I mean, I did think that there was a gap. I don't think that there's a sizable gap, but I do think that there's a gap between SGA and Giannis. Yes, I do think that.
I mean, Giannis is peaking at like top 15, top 20 levels all time. Yeah. Like he's just in different categories to Shai. Shai's peaking as a great player in today's game. He's not peaking on the all-time trajectory. Like, and he might get there. Like he's playing great. He's an elite guard, but he's not peaking in the like Giannis is in like legitimate peak Kevin Durant, peak Dirk Nowitzki, peak Steph, peak. Like I'm not saying he's better than those, but that's the realm in which he's in. Like he's in that air.
Which I actually had a conversation last night, Mars, and somebody had asked me, is Giannis better than KD today? I don't mean as players. I mean, where do you put KD and where do you put? Has Giannis surpassed KD today?
No.
I don't think so neither. No.
But KD gonna get disrespected is what it is. But I got KD.
All right. We got another super chat from Amazing M.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing said, Bucks played great defense, forced a lot of bad OKC shots, in my opinion. Looked like OKC needed more shots / advantage creation. We'll see if J-Dub is truly ready as a number 2 this spring. Think he's still too young.
I still think Oklahoma City is a year away. And that's not slighting Oklahoma City. That's not saying that Oklahoma City is whack, because we live in a world where if you don't think that whomever team you're talking about is the best team, you're a hater. You think that they suck. I don't think that at all. I feel like Oklahoma City is on their ascension, and I think that they're getting close. I don't think they're that far away. Even if Chet was on the crew, I still feel like they're a year away. With Chet bringing that dynamic that he brought, I still felt like they're a year away, off the strength of how much better and how much more experienced these other teams have been. I do factor in experience. A lot of people don't. But it shows come playoff time how much younger guys are, not just how much younger they are, but what that little experience does for their game. We've seen guys fold under the pressure of being under the bright lights. This is the second, I'm not going to say the second time, but I concern myself with what I seen yesterday with Oklahoma City of this being a theme, and off the strength that they're just not there yet. Not because they whack, I just don't think that they're there yet.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about Shea, and I'm not concerned about Shea at all. Like, yeah, he kind of had a stinker last night. I don't think any less of Shea. Shea could do that for the next 3 games, and I'll be like, all right, because he's still going to score. He's going to go on a 30-point run where he scores 35 straight games. So,
does Shea make his teammates better?
I think he creates good looks for them.
Yeah, he does. I think so. Mm-hmm.
When he's not filling it up like last night, when he's not getting to the free throw line, how does he impact the basketball game?
I think he's a defensive playmaker, and I still think he does create open looks for his teammates. I just think he's not. I don't think he's as multifaceted in his impact as like Jokic, Giannis, even like maybe Tatum. But I don't think he has to be. I mean, I think it would be nice, like, if he could make reads like Luka could, but like, I think that's just a bit of a lofty expectation. I think he's a player who relies on his scoring to maximize his impact. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, if I'm being honest,
a lot of guys do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just the way of the world. So if Shea doesn't have it going scoring wise, he might not be as good. But I think that's what makes him so great is his consistency as a scorer. He's never really too high, never really too low. It's just he's probably gonna get you. I mean, last night obviously he didn't score as much as he's normally used to. But when I say consistency, I don't mean 100% of the time he's gonna get 30. But like, 85% of the time, Shea's gonna give you an efficient night, high volume scoring night. And if you can rely on that, then the other things do kind of become extra because you already know what you're getting from Shea. So I think he might be more limited in terms of his multifaceted impact. But I also think like his floor as a scorer is just substantially higher than most people. So I think it balances itself out in some way.
Shea might be the most consistent scorer in the league. Consistent high level scorer. And I'll just give you guys this. Since the start of the 22-23 season, Shea has 108 30-plus games out of 167 total played, which means 64.7% of the time he's giving you 30. That's the most 30-point games in the NBA during that span. Luka is second with 103, and Giannis is third with 97.
He's also not liable to like go for 40s and 50s as well. Like that's
you do get that.
Shea's floor is higher than a lot of people, but his ceiling is also, I think, lower. Like he just doesn't. That's what I mean about like he's just very steady. It's like
what's his career high?
He'll
45.
I think
yes, 45.
Like he'll give you. I think he had that this season. He'll just give you 31, 33, 30, 31, 32, 32, 31, 27, 32, 28, 33. Sure. Like that's just what he does. Whereas like a guy like maybe a Giannis, for example, will give you 27, 39, 31, 33, 24,
60.
41, 26, 58. It's more higher highs and then like not lower lows because like Giannis gonna do all the other things, but like it's just gonna be a bit less like 30, 30, 30, 30 that I think Shea is. So I think Shea's like just the most steady scorer in the NBA. He's the most steady scorer I've seen since like prime Kevin Durant, in my opinion. Like KD was like similar in that regard. Like he's not gonna give you 70, but like every game is like 28, 28, 28, 28, 28. Like that's how I view Shea.
And he also doesn't let the fact that he's not scoring early dictate his game, because you know guys that chase the ball. SGA does not chase the ball. He lets the game come to him within the flow of the offense. That's what makes his game even more lethal, is the fact that he doesn't chase the ball. He doesn't take a lot of bad shots. And the fact that when he doesn't take a lot of bad shots, he gets off the ball and gets other guys involved, which also involves him in the game. So you got guys who, if they're not scoring, they get completely taken out of the game because they won't pass. They won't move without the ball. They won't involve themselves in the games in other ways. Shea, who, even though he doesn't miss a lot of shots, when he is missing shots, he still involves himself in the game. He will screen. He will play defense. He will jump the passing lane and get himself involved. He will run on the fast break. He will do stuff like that to involve himself in the game. Even if you miss him, whether it's in transition or you miss him coming off a screen, he's not just going to die and just not play anymore. So I think that's one of the things that makes him as effective as he is.
Hunter sent through the super chat. He said, speaking of trades, what do y'all think of the trade rumors in Denver for guys like Levine and others? Who would you go after if you were Denver?
Turns out they got Cam Johnson is at the top of their list too in Denver.
And
now the question is,
I'm hearing Brandon Ingram too.
I don't like Brandon Ingram in Denver because I think that I think that he would play really good, but as a bucket getter. But I mean, how would he play off? Joker just makes everybody just look so good though, and I think Brandon. He just does, Mars. I mean, but Brandon Ingram is one of those guys who needs the ball in his hands. He's not one of those guys who plays, for my estimation, he's not one of those guys that's awesome off the basketball or within the system. He's one of those guys where you need to set him up and get him one-on-one touches and things like that. And that's not what Denver's offense is. That offense runs through Joker. These guys operate off Joker, and that's primarily how they get a lot of their buckets. So I don't know if I like that more than I feel like Cam Johnson fits more in that system.
Yeah, I don't think that, because if they were to come off of Michael Porter Jr., I don't see the point for him and Cam Johnson. And I don't think that Cam Johnson and Brandon Ingram necessarily make them better. I think Zach LaVine is the proper move for them.
Why you say that?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I think Zach LaVine just brings another aspect to the game as far as just his like ISO scoring, his ability to catch and shoot, which I think all of them can catch and shoot. But I think Zach just brings a little quicker, a little faster, a little more out there on the wing. Yeah, open court stuff. I think Cam Johnson's a great player. And I really like Brandon Ingram. I just don't think that those two fit. Like they don't bring something that Zach does. I think they'll pretty much stay the same with Cam Johnson. And honestly, I don't think they get better with Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram isn't like their flow of game like for them. You know what I'm saying? He stops the ball, he catches the ball, he catches it and then goes to work. He's not catching and going quick. You know what I'm saying? So he'll slow their whole offense down. So I think Brandon Ingram actually will be a bad move. I think Cam Johnson, they'll just stay the same. I think Zach LaVine makes him better.
But that's a lateral move, Cam Johnson and MPJ. Like you come off of MPJ for Cam Johnson. That's basically a lateral move.
Also the point in that I really don't want him to get Zach LaVine because I got to protect my bet. You know what I'm saying with Swiper. I hope they don't get Zach.
Hold on, what exactly is the bet?
The bet with me and Swiper is that I got the Clippers finishing higher than the Nuggets. But if they get Zach LaVine, I'm gonna be a little worried about that bet.
Yeah, I know one thing. If I'm the Nuggets, I can't because I'm a little higher on Michael Porter Jr. right now than I have been on the past because he's looked good this year. In like with him having to score, he looked like he's getting a little bit more mobile. It looks like his back may be a little healthier, but he just looked good this year. I know I'm not trading Michael Porter Jr. for kind of what I said for somebody that's lateral. it got to be somebody that's a tier ahead of Michael Porter Jr.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if I'm giving him up, I need somebody. And if we can't do that, I'll probably just I'm at least
Stick
me.
with what you
I'm
got.
more I'm more inclined just to keep him. Yeah.
Wait till the offseason. But I don't think Denver's
now,
with that. I think Denver's trying. Denver. I don't think they are like a wait for next year type team right now. I think they want to win.
But even still, though, Ox, I mean, you just brought up it being a lateral move. Okay, so if I'm getting the same thing, that means now I'm not really getting the same thing in terms of the money because I get to come off of MPJ's money because Cam Johnson, he's making a lot less money, which means that I have more wiggle room to get other players.
Mm-hmm.
I think MPJ is on the books for like 190, something like that. And Cam Johnson, I think he just signed an extension, and it's not nearly for what MPJ did. So if the lateral move, I think the money would be substantially less.
So are you saying that he's bringing somebody with him? Like it would be more.
You have to make the money work. So throw in some draft picks. We do need another rotation player, so we may have to get a third team involved. You know how I feel about the third team. We may have to get a third team involved.
And chilling, it's NBA. Sometimes I think we passed the third team era. It might be like I think the third team is like automatic. Now it's like we got to get a fourth team involved.
Yeah, I like what bro just said in the chat. I was thinking that too. What about Dorian? Like, is him coming over help with some defensive issues over there?
Mars, I don't buy any
Dorian and Cam.
Whenever I hear teams say this guy's not available, but then they put a whole bunch of other guys on the table, that tells me we could talk about anybody.
Right.
You already opened the door. You already opened the door and told. You already opened the door. Okay, you can't have this, but you can have all of this. Well, wait a minute. Let's talk about that.
I mean, they're not when it's in front of them, they're not concerned with that. It's like back in the day when we used to buy cars off of Craigslist. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You ask for 35. If I show up with 29 crispy $100 bills, I'm driving off with the car.
You giving me the bride.
Come on. Like, yeah, you said you were 35, but it's Craigslist, man. I'm pulling up with 29. I'm leaving with the low. Come on, we not
acting like you ain't giving me the bride. Oh, yeah. I got 5 stacks right here. What up? You want 5,500 for? Here go 5. What up?
Right.
All right, we do.
If I'm Denver, man, like we mentioned all these guys and whatnot, I'm for real. So I'm trying to find a way to get one of them guys too. But like my first priority is Herb Jones. I know he doesn't necessarily help offensively. I know he doesn't necessarily help offensively. But I'm like, yo, Herb, we get you in the mix with Aaron Gordon and Russ. And we'll probably end up having to give up Peyton Watson and or Christian Brown. But like we get Herb over there, we'll figure it out from there. That's all I know.
I already told Ron. And straight up and straight down, if you Milwaukee, before any of y'all put y'all bid in, pick up the telephone and call them. Pick it up. Oxen already put me on the homegirl. She ain't seeing nobody, and she might be available. Before any of y'all even try to step to her, let me get over here. Let me check her temperature right now. See what
she fresh out of a relationship where it was supposed to be serious, but
it was working.
Her buddy was just trifling.
It went the other way. So let me jump the line ahead of all of you dudes because I know what y'all getting. I already know what y'all getting. So let me jump the line right now. What's up? What's really good? Let's go get something to drink. Let's go get some coffee or something.
Down there in New Orleans, really struggling. I'm talking about dude keep trying to flip her taxes. Get off of that.
Like you was supposed to be this. You portrayed yourself as this, and you was the complete opposite.
Oh man, come on, man. Get him out of there, please. But Herb Jones, the Denver round, what you trying to do to us, bro?
Man. But if I'm Denver, it can't just be Herb though. It got to be Herb, and then we still got to go make one more little.
Yeah, for sure. I want them 2 kids from Chicago. I want them up out of there. Kobe and the kid from Illinois. Yeah. Illinois. We need to get him out of there. Specifically the Sumo though. Like I want Kobe to go somewhere, but specifically the Sumo. He need to go somewhere and spread his wings.
Jake Fashion sent through a $25 super chat. He said, "Start bench cut, peak edition. We got Giannis Antetokounmpo, we got the Joker Nikola Jokic, and we got the King LeBron James.
Peak edition, and you put LeBron in here with these two. What's up with this disrespect?
Start Jokic, bench Giannis, cut LeBron.
Oh yeah, clip farming.
Why is LeBron in these talks? Like, what's the point? Like,
Nah, he put LeBron in there just to see one of us a cutter.
Question. Like, what?
Yo, Bron playing 48 minutes, bro.
Like, what we doing?
Like Bron playing 4. Matter of fact, Bron to play 46. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna be up. Whoever stands up first get the last 2 minutes.
No, that's just an unserious question. Start bench cut shooting guards edition. Michael Jordan, Jalen Green, Zach LaVine. Like what?
Starting Jalen Green, benching Zach, I'm cutting Jordan.
Yeah, like
man.
Whatever, man. Thank you for the super chat.
You can just so you know, Ron. Just so you know, Ron, you can hang around too long and people forget who you were. And I think a lot of that happens with James. Like the guy that we see today, people like you see stuff like this is a prime example of this.
But hold on, no, chill. You gotta be 10 years old to have forgotten what Bron did.
Man.
Which means you just didn't seen it, but you ain't know what you was looking at.
Yeah.
It ain't no way in hell.
My sons know Bron is him.
It ain't no way in hell.
Come on. My 8-year-old son calling Bron the GOAT. I don't like it. Are we
that far removed from peak LeBron that he's now in Jokic and Giannis talks?
Yes,
like,
yes.
Are there genuinely people who think if peak LeBron was in the league today, he wouldn't be the best in the world?
Think about that.
This fool had a 13-year peak from 2007 to what? 2021? That'd be 14, 21 or 20.
I'm saying 09 to 13.
So Solomon Hill decided to destroy his ankle. That's when his peak. That's when his prime ended. So.
I think that's when his prime ended. Sure. But I think peak James was 09 to 13. 08-09 to 12-13. That 5 years.
No,
and I throw 2014 in there, but yeah.
He was still going crazy.
He was still awesome in 14 too. I won't argue that.
Hold on, wait, chill. What'd you say?
I said 08-09 to 12-13. Those 5 years.
Chill. You seen 2018
when he got back to Cleveland, chill.
I mean, 2018. He could shoot it a little bit. LeBron, like second peak LeBron is probably still better than your second peak LeBron is better than Jokic and Giannis too.
I have people telling me that 2018, 2017, 2018, and I know people who tell me 2017, 2018, LeBron James the best player that they've ever seen in their lives.
When he got back home, chill. When he went back home and he could shoot it a little bit, he had slimmed down a little bit from what he was. Remember
Bron got skinny. We was calling him Skinny Bron.
Bron, yeah, Skinny Bron.
He was sitting around what 245, 250.
No, he had dropped down to like 225. Yeah, something like that.
He was that.
Boy,
I remember seeing the Twitter post.
Boy was looking like Barry Bonds when he shed all that weight.
He had dropped down to like 225.
When he went back home and he could shoot it a little bit. Mm-hmm. He even looked like he got a little faster. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh shit, what is happening right now? Mm-hmm. Come on, man. That Bron clears. That Bron is the best player in the NBA by a big gap.
Hey, yo,
that's not even talks.
I just got a little bit of chills think about that. Yo, what this fool did from 2010 to 2018, they should have banned him. They should have got him up out of there.
Wasn't
nothing about that cool.
Ron, can you make the argument? Can you make the argument?
I don't know what you're about to say, but yes.
That's what I was about to ask you. From 2010 to 2018, can you make the argument I was the best player in the league for the entire decade?
Yes.
Kevin Durant wants to talk about it.
In 2020 included.
Kawhi wants
Kevin Durant don't want to talk about nothing.
It's not like KD is like maybe in 2014 you could say he had Bron. I wouldn't say that, but maybe. And then like you got 2016 regular season stuff. Like that's it.
No, chill. You can 100% make that argument, and you'll probably win that. You'll probably win that debate if it turns into a debate. If it turns into a debate, you can have it. You said 2018, so
it ain't no problem. You got like 80%, 85% odds.
Well, that's probably
you got to run up against Mars to lose that.
I said Kawhi chill, but I see you said 2018, so I'm gonna take Kawhi's name back out of that. But we can talk about I think even 17 Kawhi, but regardless, keep him out of it. Sure. But I think Kevin Durant wants to have a conversation with you, and rightfully so. I still think Bron is, but rightfully so. Kevin Durant would stand up like, hold on, bro, don't forget about me.
Even
Steph wants to talk about it.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, 2015, like the way I view LeBron, right, is like you got the peak really started in 09. I think 08 to 09, like there was just a level up that he just went through athletically, defensively. I think the jump shot just got slightly better. So like there was a level up. So you got young LeBron for me is like rookie year to like 08. Like you could just see the progression he was developing. 09 LeBron is like, okay, this guy might be the best player in the world. Then you got 09 and 2010. I think he's still like, he probably is the best player in the world, but like you got Kobe there who's winning, he's doing what Kobe's doing. So it's like them two. And then he goes to Miami and it's like, okay, he's the best player in the world. But then obviously Dallas happens and all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, he's trash. And then you got 2012 and 13. There's just no discussion to be had. That's the best player on the planet. And it's not even close. And then 2014, I think was like a slight regression in the regular season. But like in the postseason, I think Bron still showed that he was the best player in the world. It was fine. And then I think the same thing happened in 16, 17, and 18, where the regular season wasn't as good. And like you could argue like Steph was better in the 16 regular season. You can make the case James Harden and Russell Westbrook were better in the 17 regular season, 2018, James Harden. Like you can make that case. But then in the playoffs, Bron showed I'm the best in the world. The only year where I don't think that happened was 2015. 2015, LeBron is an imposter to me. Like that's just the gap here where like that's not even LeBron for real. That's just some year where I don't know what was going on. He was just being weird. So like I just separate like you got 16 to 18 LeBron, and then you got like 09 to 2014 LeBron, and then 2015 is just a gap year that I just ignore from LeBron's prime because that year just didn't happen. That was just not.
Mars, you brought up baby Bron. You brought up little Bron.
Baby Bron, yeah, baby.
And I want to go ahead and say that even 2006, 2007, 2008, Bron is the best player in the NBA today. Like,
2009,
real.
2008,
2009
LeBron is the best player in the NBA today.
09 LeBron, I agree. 06, 07,
07 James is not the best player.
07 and 08, LeBron is the best player in the NBA today.
I will say this.
I think a majority of people would agree with you. I wouldn't be one of them, but I think
me neither. I don't think he was there yet. I will tell you this though, Ox. I think 07, 08 James is a first team All NBA performer though. I will tell you that. He 100%.
Who's better than him right now?
I think Jokic and Giannis are better than 07.
Yes, Jokic and Giannis are better.
All right, I'm not gonna make a big deal about it.
I think he's the third best player in the world.
I disagree.
I think he's the third or fourth best player in the world.
I think the athleticism is what pushes him over the top, and because he was this super freak athlete, even though he wasn't nearly as good in 07 as he was in 09 at a lot of the other stuff, but he was such a great athlete that kind of stuff got overshadowed where it looked like he was on fast forward and everybody else was just on normal speed. So you saw him flying through the air, you saw him playing defense, and it just looked a lot. Meanwhile, he had a lot of flaws in his game in 07 that he didn't have in 09. He had gotten a lot better.
There is no animal in the NBA like 07 LeBron. Nobody in the NBA is an animal like 07
See what that boy did in Detroit?
Except for maybe Anthony Edwards. But Anthony Edwards is 6'4".
It's still two different type of dogs.
What I'm saying is if Anthony Edwards was 6'9", 260 instead of 6'4", 220, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we could see it. But nah, there's no animal in the NBA like 07 LeBron James right now. Nobody is that type of assassin, straight murderer.
Also, too, defined as an assassin in 07, so it's nice to see that he's being described as that now in 2020.
I think the 07 season was the aha year. I think that was
it was.
I think that's what Jordan was in 86. Like, okay, that's our franchise player. That's who we're going to build our team around. Like, that's who you found. That's when you found out, okay, this is what we have. This is what we have to build around. Like Jordan in 86 in the playoffs. Okay, let's go find some ballers to play with this, to put around this guy because he's fantastic. And I don't think Cleveland did that.
07 was a hell of a year. Remember, Chill? That's when they started donning those blue Cavs jerseys.
I do remember
when the Cavs started rocking the blue jerseys. I was like, "Oh, okay." But also, too, I want to just kind of go through the revisionist history and let you guys know, like, if Kobe's not walking around in 07, Bron is the best player in the league. 07, 08. I'm saying we would be holding Bron in a whole different light if Kobe wasn't around.
There's a bunch of people who now say like Bron's reign is the best player in the league started in 07. I disagree with them, but like there's a lot of people who say that when he got to the finals, like he was the best player in the league. I guess I'm not as high on that Bron as you guys.
Me neither,
nigga. That Bron.
But with that being said,
I think he was top 5. I don't think he was the second best player in the league.
I think he was Mars.
With
07.
that
I mean,
being-
you're higher on him.
hold on. No, who in 07 do you think was better than him? And here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. It might not be definitive. It might not be definitive. You know, we've had this definitive discussions the last week.
Duncan.
It might not be
definitely
definitive,
wasn't
but
definitive. The only thing that was definitive for me was Kobe was number one. I don't think the rest was definitive at all. I just
Bryant,
don't think
Dirk.
I would favor LeBron.
I think Dirk was better than him in 07.
Dirk, KG.
didn't Bron lead the league in scoring in 07?
No, that's 06.
No.
Was it? That's 05. He led the league in scoring, I think.
No, that was
second-
year 2, Mars.
His second year, or was it 08?
No, it was the third year.
He led the league in scoring.
08. It was 08, Mars.
Like, he led the league in scoring one time. He averaged like 31 or something.
And this is why Bryant was
okay.
is why Bryant was as necessary as he was. Like you just brought up, Mars. You just brought up Ron brought up about Kobe being around. James needed him to understand. Okay, that's what the work looked like, and I'm already nice. I got everything that this dude has. I just don't have that. Okay, that's what I got to get. And he saw that work ethic, and he started to put that in, and that's what started to separate him from the other people. Because before then, he was just bigger, faster, and stronger than everybody. Once he saw Bryant and he saw that work, he was like, "Oh shit, I don't have that. I got to put that in my game." And once he put that in his game, it was a wrap.
Yeah, and that's just, to me, that just shows how much more top heavy the league was then than it is now. I think the best 10 then is better than the best 10 now. Because, like I said,
10 then.
Well, because I think
that.
that Bron is the best player in the NBA today, but I don't think he was the best player in the NBA then.
KG is the top 5 player in today's game today.
KG
Top
top
5.
five.
Top 5.
Yes, KG's 100% the top 5 player in today's
Easy.
game.
Let me
Top 1.
And is KG that 07 year you talking about? Is that KG better than Giannis today?
Yes.
I ain't trying to hate on Giannis, man. I'll say, hey, KG ain't make the playoffs, man. Give me Giannis. KG ain't make the playoffs. Hey,
I got Giannis, but it's by that slip of paper that Jokic can't jump over.
Where's the gap between today? Okay, December 2024 and 2007 KG. What's the gap between KG and Joker?
Jokic gonna make the playoffs, man. It's a big gap. Jokic better than KG. But that's not even peak KG though. That's like
and that's the point.
Like, you go back to like 04 KG. It's like okay, we're at
the gap is a lot closer. 100%. The gap is a lot closer.
So like,
in 04.
The mid 2000s, the league was mad talented, but I don't know.
You think he's better than Joker?
Yes. 04 KG.
You
Yes.
think 04 KG is better than Joker?
Yes, 100% I do.
Yes.
I think he clears Joker.
Yes.
Ooh, clears.
I'm not gonna say
clears.
clears, but he is indeed better. Indeed.
I think
I'm
KG's
shocked
underrated,
at you, Chip.
to be honest.
I'm shocked.
KG doesn't get like a lot of like respect, I guess, in my opinion, in like peak discussions in terms of like people who think like he's not as good as like I do. But I wouldn't say he clears Jokic, but I'd have the conversation. I could argue for both sides of that argument.
That's what I'm saying.
Morris, that was the toughest time to peak during. Tim Duncan, Kobe, Shaq. Remember we just had this discussion. Tim Duncan, Kobe, Shaq, T-Mac, Allen Iverson running around, Dirk running around, LeBron all of a sudden just pops up in 03 like, hey guys, can I come play with you? Dwayne Wade, he doing what he doing, and even though he wasn't in his peak and he didn't necessarily peak as high as them, he's still running around. Carmelo, like the league, Paul. We can even get the guys like Paul Pierce.
How much
the league was insane.
And I won't. And again, I won't argue that. But what I'm thinking about with Joker, how much Joker affects the game on the offensive end. Does KG affect the game overall as much as Joker affected the game on the offensive end?
On the offensive end and the defensive end, he affects the game.
Is Jokic as good offensively as KG was defensively?
No, not at all.
Because
I can argue everything that Jokic brings on the offensive end, KG does the same thing, but just defensively.
But his offense and defense equal value.
If you look at KG's offense and compare that to Jokic's defense, there's no discussion. You see what I'm saying? So all around, KG's just a better basketball player. Like KG's a 10 on.
I got somebody here that says that he wants to tell you bozos to stop yapping.
Please don't tell me.
Thing one and thing two.
He talking to you two.
Can't be talking to me.
He talking to you two.
Tell them dudes to stop yapping. All of y'all is capping, especially that one right there at the top right corner. Doesn't know anything about basketball. The dude on the top left is a bozo. KG in 2004. We're still doing this all these years later. I thought you knew ball. That's why your post-up game sucks. Now you, Ron, you miss layups in the clutch. So I don't want to hear nothing else from you the rest of the day. Mars, chill, take over the rest of the show because both bottom left, don't change. You a bozo. Top right in the purple, the bozo. Every single one of y'all. Respect Mars, respect chill. I'm out.
We'll have this discussion tomorrow.
Anyways,
let's save it for tomorrow.
Anyways, no, because I'm not going. I got a dentist appointment tomorrow. This the thing though. Ron. What was we at? Oh yeah. So if you look at KG's on offense on defense, KG's at 10. On offense, he's at 8.9. You know what I'm saying? So you do that, and then you go with Jokic on offense. He's a 10. On defense, he's a 3. Ain't nothing to talk about. Man. I ain't nothing to talk about.
So do you think Dwayne Wade is better than Steph?
Yeah, at times, yes, I have. Yes.
So like 09 Wade is better than like 2016 Steph.
I'm cool. I could get with that, Marcel.
No, but would you say it? No, when you see it.
I probably won't say it. I probably won't say it unless I'm around family. But you know, but you know what though, like Steph is just different because so it's different with his offense because he has a tool. He has a tool, that 3-point shooting and his ability to just not miss, that supersedes a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. Like I don't think Jokic got that. I don't think Jokic got something in his bag where it's just like I'm superseding everything, no matter how close. No, but look, you can. So with Steph, you can have a guy like Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving and Steph can be equal on offense, but Steph got something in his tool bag that just will blow Kyrie out the water when it's time to go. I don't think Jokic does.
It's that one superpower. Who's the one superhero that just got that one superpower? I don't know what you guys value. It could be invisibility. It could be mind reading. It could be they could just freeze you. I don't know, but Steph got that one superpower that just like makes him better than anybody that may be on his tier.
I think you guys are underrating Jokic offensively.
Yes, you are, because Superman was bulletproof. Superman could see through walls. Superman could run faster than a speeding bullet. Superman could do all of that stuff. That's Joker. On the offensive end of the floor, he could do all of that stuff. He could do all of that stuff. He could pass the ball with the best of them. He makes your offense so much better. That's not even close to what KG does.
Okay, but look though, shit. So when you bring,
I value two-way players. I want to make sure that
right. But if you bring it to Jokic's passing, right? That means Jokic has to. If my passing is top notch, that means I got to still rely on Ron to make the bucket. Now Steph don't got to rely on nobody to change the game.
He got to rely on them screens to get him open.
So Steph he does have to worry about screens, and he does need somewhat of a Draymond-ish figure to kind of unlock him.
Your ability to get assist and pass is so much harder to rely on than it is for you to just score the basketball at an incredible pace. It's much harder for him to be like, yo, I'm the best passer out here. Let's go to work. Yeah, but I still need you to cut. I still need you to set it.
Then why is Steph not better than Magic?
Well, because there's other things into that, Morris. We've had this conversation. and mind you, I've come around. I've come around to this Steph and Magic conversation. I've definitely
this is where the divide is.
I'm speaking on record, Mars. I've come around to this Steph and Magic conversation,
and this is where the divide is. Because I value two-way guys, but there are guys who are on offense, Magic, Curry, Joker, that are so exceptional at what they do that it's hard to overlook that stuff. And Joker was so exceptional on offense. The stuff that he would do just on the perimeter. You running the offense through KG on the box. You running the offense through KG on the box for KG to operate on the box.
Mid-range too.
But they were doing everything. They were had KG running pick and rolls, man.
Yeah, what? Hold up.
And KG was a hell of a passer. KG was a hell of a passer.
Right, and he didn't affect the game on offense like Joker did.
KG used to get Michael over the Camby off with his passing ability. I'm talking about Michael over the Camby. First round pick out of University of Pacific.
The number one overall pick. I played against Michael over the Camby too.
KG getting him off.
Right. So with that, the way that offense operates with Joker how they now stretch the defense with Joker operating at the long ball line, with Joker operating at the box, with Joker operating at the nail, with Joker operating at the top of the key. How they have dribble handoffs, like you talked about, Mars, with them operating with KG and pick and roll action. That pick and roll action is way different with Joker. Why is it way different with Joker? Because if Joker dives and he's cut off, he's not just shooting the midi. Nope, he's coming back, getting the ball back from Jamal Murray, and another dribble handoff is working. And then now you have two options. You have more options to deal with. Now you got to deal with him either shooting the basketball, or you have to deal with him either looking somebody off or finding Aaron Gordon at the rim. There's so many more options when you're dealing with Joker in the pick and roll than you are with KG. It's either pick and pop with KG or pick and dive with KG, and that's it.
Chill, no, it's not.
When you get KG on the box, it's KG going to work, and I might dive to the rim, and he might see me. With Joker, when Joker's on the box, there's so many other things going on. So many other things.
I'm gonna tell you why so many other things going on.
They have more motion. Is that because of Jokic, or is that because
it's because the error? No, and that too. If
no.
Okay, no, hold on, right quick though, chill, right quick. If you put even then though, obviously they're not gonna shoot as many threes, but even then, if you put Jamal Murray, not necessarily this Murray, but the Murray that we've become accustomed to.
Okay, 23 Murray.
Michael Porter Jr.
Yep.
You give him a diver like what's his name? Aaron Gordon, and you put another shooter out there. KG finishes the game with 7, 8, 9 assists.
So
if you make him,
they're not losing.
I'm not comparing him in Jokic as a passer. I'm just talking about Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett was a really good passer.
He was a hell of a passer. He's one of the best big man passers we've ever seen. Ever.
Jokic is the
Oh well, yeah. Once again, I'm not comparing him to Jokic. I'm just talking about
but Mark,
Kevin Garnett.
You could do something good enough though, and he might do it better, but I can still do something good enough.
Like I'm trying to imagine Joker operating with Sam Cassell. I'm trying to imagine Joker operating with a slasher like Latrell Sprewell. How much better would those dudes be? The reason why that offense operates the way it does is because it's predicated on Joker's skill set. His ability to pass, his ability to score. That's why they're doing that in Denver. The reason why that offense operated in Minnesota with KG, it was because of his skill set. That's why you didn't see as much action. That's why you didn't see a lot of this and that with him, because a lot of the stuff, he'd get the ball on the block and he have a mismatch and he would go to work. I get a guy diving to the basket in Latrell Sprewell, but for the most part, we threw the ball into KG go to work. If we get KG in a pick and pop at the elbow, it's KG shooting. When we get Joker operating, whether it's in the mid-range, whether it's on a block, we have a whole plethora of options that we got to work with. Why? Because of Joker's skill set, how much better it is. And again, you know how much I value two-way players, and I care about that. But when you have a guy as exceptional as Magic, as Curry, as Joker, it's different.
Yeah, but chill. I get what you're saying. Like if you pick and pop, I got the ability to pass and do this. But if I'm KG, I pick and pop. I don't need to pass the ball. What I'm passing the ball for? I'm putting this in. I don't need a whole bunch of options. I don't need all that.
But
that's because chill. If you do that, then you're gonna have to listen to people talk about Jokic being more dominant than Shaq because he could do this and do that, and all Shaq was doing was and we know it's not true. We all know Shaq had post work. We all know Shaq had amazing touch around the rim. We know Shaq could run the floor. We know all of that. But people that don't know, they think that Shaq only overpowered you and dunked on you, so they think that that's all he did. But we were there. We watched it, right?
Right.
People, if you go off of that logic, you're gonna have to listen to that for Jokic and Shaq too. And that's something I refuse to listen to. I'm not hearing that.
I just think KG has a very underrated offensive impact. It's not Jokic level, but like those Timberwolves teams in KG's peak,
they were less than.
Like they were just trash. Like we could sugarcoat and be like, oh, they had this 18-point per game score. Like they sucked.
Ooh, Wally Zerbiak? With much love to Wally,
Fred Hoiberg was getting praised.
Hey,
like
Terrell Brandon was nice, but
Wally.
But like
Rasho Nesterovic, Joe Smith, Anthony Peeler.
That like with KG on the floor in like 03 and 04, like they were the third best offense in the league with KG on the floor.
On the floor, Mars.
On the floor. With when he's off the floor, they're the worst offense by like 3 points. Like by far, the worst offense in the NBA. Like he's like that's offensive impact. It's not Jokic level because like I think Jokic this year is like when he's on the floor, they're the best offense in the NBA, and when he's off the floor, they're the worst in the NBA. But like if you got KG bringing a Timberwolves team that anyone who watched them or anyone who's gone back and watched can see they sucked. He's bringing them to the third best offense in the NBA when he's on the floor, and then they're the worst offense in the NBA when he's off the floor. And then you factor in the fact that he's also making them the best defense in the NBA when he's on the floor. And when he's off the floor, they're a below average defense. It's like
Penn
KD
talking about
was-
Jokic
KD was
4 piece
really,
on
really
Kobe.
good.
Them fools don't even get out the West with Jokic.
It's hard. It's hard to. I mean, and that Western
Yeah,
Conference was like impossible.
Portland kicks their ass. We kick their ass. They do. The Spurs kick their ass. They got Jokic instead of Shaq for that run with Kobe. They don't even get out the West.
It's just like I just think KG's peak in terms of his impact and like what he did is underrated. But I also think I also don't think he clears Jokic. So it's like I'll have the conversation. If everyone starts making the argument for Jokic, I'd make the argument for KG. If everyone started making the argument for KG, I'd start making the argument for Jokic. That's just where
the contrarian, Mars.
That's a contrarian. I'm more just like I can make both arguments. Like I think they're both really like of that all-time peak level. And I think
KG was fantastic in 04. 100%.
I think he was the best player in the world in 04. That's what
that mid-range, that mid-range was something. That mid-range was something. Him and Sam Cassell working with that stop and pop, that pick and pop, that was great. But at the elbow in particular, man, that was great. Plus KG around the basket, and he was cleaning glass too. But so is Joker. Joker cleans glass also. I think that this, as good as KG was as a rim protector, as good as KG was as a defender, I just feel like Joker offensively, he's just something else right now.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's because like individual offense is more valuable than individual defense. Like whether we like to admit it, that's just how we grade things.
Y'all tell me that all the time, Mark.
KG wasn't just individual defense.
Yeah,
this
but I'm
individual
I'm
and
like,
Draymond level anchor defense.
This is like
I'm locking you, and I'm holding your whole team underwater.
Sure, but I'm not saying individual defense is in like one-on-one matchups. I'm saying like an individual's offensive value, like Magic, Steph, Jokic, whatever, is more valuable than an individual's defensive value. Ben Wallace to Kembe Mutombo, etc. And like that's just how it is. Like whether we like it or not, people value individual offense more than individual defense. So I want to ask, if we was in a world where individual offense and individual defense were equal, like they were just as valuable. Offense is equal to defense. So if you're the best defensive player ever, that's equal to being the best offensive player ever. That's the value you're providing. How different would like the best players ever look? Like, how would those lists look if offense and defense were equal? How different would those all-time lists look?
Well, the thing about it is, Hakeem would be top 3 undoubtedly. Jordan would still probably be. Hakeem might be the GOAT. If we talk,
you can make the argument Hakeem's the best two-way player ever.
Well, I mean, so if offense and defense were equal,
Magic could drop out the top 5. Magic could be down.
Magic could drop out the top 10.
Yes,
Magic could be 10. Magic could be 10.
No, he's not a good defense. Like you'd have to be great on both sides of the ball. You'd have to be. Because you can't be like, oh, you make up for it on offense. That world doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, all right.
So Magic, Steph, Bill Russell, they're all cooked. Magic, Steph, and Bill Russell are cooked.
Right.
Because Bill Russell was all defense, very little offense. Magic and Steph are all offense.
Well, Russ could score. I mean, we can't.
He'd be out the top 10. He'd be out the top 10. And Will Chamberlain would be much higher than Bill Russell, like much higher.
But no, you said if defense was valued as high as offense, Bill Russell might actually be higher. Because
I'm saying that
they're equal. As good a defensive player as you are, you're that good offensively.
Is like one of the only eras where I think defense was more valuable than offense. So like he gets the reverse benefit, if that makes sense.
It does make sense, Mars. It does.
Because there was no 3-point line, everything was funneled towards the rim. You have the best rim protector of all time. Defense is going to be more valuable than offense. That's like the only pre-3-point line is like the only time where I think defense was either more valuable or just as valuable as offense. Every other time has been offense over defense. So Bill Russell was getting the benefit of, in my era, my best skill was more valuable than any other era. That's why he's ranked so high.
Sure.
If he played in today's game, his defense isn't as valuable as it was in the 60s. So he'd be worse. So it's like the same thing. That's why if they're exactly equal, offense is equal to defense. So Magic Johnson on offense is equal to Hakeem on defense, for example. The best players ever would all be like the two-way guys. So it's like, would Tim Duncan be unanimously top 5, for example? Or is his offense not good?
He's already number 4 all time.
Yeah, but is his offense good enough? Is Scottie Pippen now top 10 for like everyone?
Scottie Pippen's
So are you,
100%.
oh,
top
so
10.
are you telling me
Kawhi
I
Leonard
wouldn't
top
have got? You telling me I wouldn't have got blackballed from
This is what we're talking about.
Possibly.
Yes,
Possibly.
like this is where we are. Your offense is as good as your defense. But to Mars's point, I mean, you think about what Bill Russell was. Bill Russell, they very much used him. To your point, Mars, they very much used him, very much like they used Joker in the offense. They ran that offense through a lot of split action, a lot of cuts to the basket, and Bill Russell dropping the ball off the guys. So would he thrive in that kind of offense? Because again, I can't say this enough. These teams that build offenses, they build their offenses around a guy's skill set. And a guy like Bill Russell, whose ability to pass whose ability to score, because Bill Russell could score. He averaged 20 a game for 4 straight years in the playoffs, 20 and 20. For 4 straight years, he could score. He could score the basketball. So it wasn't like Bill Russell couldn't score. He could score the basketball. So if a team were to build their offense around a guy like Russ who could pass the way he did, the offensive player that he was, would he be as awesome today? I think he would be. 100% he would be. Now, Scottie Pippen, on the other hand, the inventor of the point forward, we talking about Scottie way different today than we talking about him.
Boy,
we're talking about Scottie way different today than we was talking about him back then. I think Scottie Pippen is a guy who was very much undervalued like that. So to answer your question, Mars, a lot of these guys, the guys that are in my top 10, the only guy who would move down is Magic. Everybody else would still be there. James, Jordan, Jabbar, Chamberlain, Russell, Bird, Duncan, Olajuwon, Diesel. So now Bryant would be in.
Why would Bird and Shaq still be in?
Because Bird still was an awesome defender. Bird was a great team defender.
Not to the level of like these two-way. He's not better both ways than
I'm not saying he's Scottie Pippen. I'm not saying that.
But no. he has to be. He has to be Kevin Garnett level on defense. You can't just be great offense, pretty good defender. You're losing.
I think Bird was an amazing defender.
I think he was a great team defender.
I think Shaq was.
Like, how is Bird better than Kawhi in this scenario?
I don't think Bird was nearly as good a one-on-one defender as Kawhi Leonard, but I do think that he was just as good as a team defender as Kawhi Leonard.
On
offense, he was much better. Now I know the idea that you have to be just as good offensively as you can as you are defensively. But if we saying that, Chamberlain's the best ever.
No, I would probably pick him or Kareem, yeah.
Or Olajuwon.
It would be a big. I know it'd be a big. Like, I don't know who, it'd be a big. It would maybe Wilt, yeah. Like 1967, Wilt is like the best ever, maybe. Him, Hakeem, Kareem, LeBron, MJ.
I don't think we get to Jordan till like 6 or 7, Mars. If we doing that.
I said MJ.
Jordan was a
and then but then I feel like you'd have to have guys
Jordan
like
was
Kawhi. I feel like you'd have to have Kawhi in there. I think you'd have to have Tim Duncan. I think you'd have to have Kevin Garnett. I think Giannis now gets in there.
LeBron's hyped on defense too, bro.
LeBron's for sure hyped on defense.
I'm not doing that. I just think like these solid defenders who are great. Like I don't think Bird is in there. Maybe you're just clearly higher on Bird's defense than I am. Like I don't think Bird makes it. I don't know if Shaq makes it because like he was a really good rim protector, but I don't know if he's good enough defensively. I think it changes a lot, and I think it's interesting. Like when people be like, defense is half the game. And it's like, well, you don't judge that accordingly because if defense was half the game, you would say Ben Wallace is just as good as like Steph Curry, but you don't.
Ben Wallace would be higher. Ben Wallace was
like if defense was really half the game, if defense was equal to offense, people would say the two best players on the Warriors dynasty was Steph and Draymond. Like, and you would say it was interchangeable. Draymond is just as much an all-time defender as Steph is an all-time offensive player. They're both all-timers in that regard. But no one says Steph and Draymond are close because everyone knows offense is more than defense. But when it's all of a sudden it's a two-way player in all-time discussions, like, oh, well, he plays defense. It's like, you don't value defense as much as you value offense anyway. So I don't know why you add to that.
We don't. I know we don't have time for this back and forth, Morris. I just want to say defense is just as important as offense.
No, I'm fine with you. I'm fine with people thinking that, but like when they think that and they don't like apply that logic accordingly, it's like I'm gonna disagree with you. Like no one is saying Draymond is just as good as Steph, but Draymond is an all-time defender who lacks on offense. Steph is an all-time offensive player who lacks on defense. But everyone knows Steph is better because offense is more important than defense.
And the reason why we say that,
Individual.
and the reason why we say that, Mars, is because Steph is an exceptional offensive. There aren't many exceptional guys like Steph and Magic and Joker. There aren't many guys like that. There aren't many. That's what the divide is with me.
I mean, you think Dennis Rodman's the third best defender ever? You don't think he's a top 10 player ever?
I don't think
defense isn't as important as offense.
Well,
who's the 5th best offensive player ever? Like,
wait, chill. You got Curry in your top 10, chill?
No, he has him at 12. He has him at 12. But like, let's say the best offensive players ever, in no particular order: Magic, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Steph. Give me someone else. Give me a name.
Chamberlain.
Chamberlain. Cool. Let's say they're the 5 best offensive players ever.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say the 5th best offensive player of that group is Magic Johnson. Let's say he's 5th, for the sake of argument. Chill has Dennis Rodman as the 3rd best defender ever. He wouldn't say Dennis Rodman's better than Magic.
I would not say that.
Because offense is more than defense, even though one is a better defender than the other one is an offensive player. But defense isn't worth as much. I'm not saying I know how much it's worth. I don't know if it's 25%, 30%, but it's clearly not equal. Otherwise,
it's about impact and roles and whatnot.
That's what I was about to say. What Magic did, that's exactly what you get, Ox. I'm sorry.
Fellas, we gotta move on though. This is a good discussion. I hate to have to move on, but we got something we got to talk about. And also,
before you go, Ron, real quick. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I want to let you guys know that this show is brought to you by PrizePicks, where you can run your game, control your game, and win your game, and where you can get $50 instantly when you play just $5 in promo funds when you use the code PANO. On PrizePicks, well, they have a nice little Merry Pixmas gift for you guys, where 1 Nikola Jokic point equals 1 win on your contest. So make sure you get over there, download the app, and select Nikola Jokic to lock in for a half a point on Christmas Day, and pair it with 1 or more correct picks, and you will get paid out. Fellas, the NBA announced that they're going to be changing up the All-Star format. So we got to talk about this. The new All-Star format for the 2025 NBA All-Star Game, which will take place in San Francisco at the Chase Arena, the home of the Golden State Warriors, has now been changed. The All-Star Game will be a mini tournament featuring 4 teams. 3 of the teams will be comprised of All-Star players. So there's going to be 24 All-Star players, and they will be split up between 3 teams, with each team having 8 players. The 4th team will be a Rising Stars champion team. So 12 of the young rising stars that didn't necessarily make the All-Star team, but are on their way to potentially being future All-Stars. Each of the games will go to 40 points. So the first team to score 40, either right at 40 or surpass 40, will win the game. Now, there are prizes for the winners. It's a $1.8 million prize pool. The championship team, each player will win $125K. Second place team, each player will win $50K. And the 3rd and 4th place teams will win $25K per player. And these are how the teams are going to be selected. There will be honorary general managers and coaches. Chuck, Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny will all be the GMs picking the All-Star players, or picking from the All-Star players for their teams. So each of them will pick 8 players. Obviously, this would be on TNT. I think it's the 8th or the 9th, one of those, but they'll select it live on TNT. Mm-hmm. And Candace Parker, she's going to be the GM of the Rising Stars team. And then as for who's coaching the teams, it will be the head and assistant coaches of the top teams in the East and West. So I guess the assistant coaches will be able to coach in this too. Mm-hmm. And also, NBA All-Star voting will start December 19th. So here pretty soon. Well, that's tomorrow. So we'll get to see which players are going to have action to be an All-Star. Fellas, talk to me. How do you feel about this?
I'm not mad at it. I want to see. I also want to see how it works first. I've seen a lot of people that are like, I hate it. This is stupid. But that's just because it's something different. And I mean, like the All-Star game has been weak for a while now. So let's just see how it happens.
Ox, I'm going to come out blazing as a player. This is your fault. You know why this is your fault? This is your fault because the All-Star game was about competition. You turned it into this. You turned it into 175 to 170. You turned it into 75 threes. You turned it into open layups and guys not competing. You did that. So now I'm all for change, and I'm all for things being better. I'm so down with that. But don't tell me that you hate this because we're not competing, because you're not. That's the problem. That's why we got to change it, because we got 180 to 168, because we got 211, and you got guys throwing the ball off the floor, and nobody's playing defense, and guys are laying down. That's why we have that. So this is your fault. You're the reason why we had to do that.
I think Kevin Durant was the first person I seen like speaking about it in the video, not just reading the quote. And I'm not mad at him for feeling this way, because Kevin Durant's one of the hoopers. Kevin Durant's one of the guys I think that would, that you can have a good all-star game with. You know what I mean? So I can see where he's coming from, but still, I just still want to see how it happens though. Like let's watch the game. Maybe these guys will get more involved. I highly doubt it, but at least the NBA, like the guys that are up in the office, at least they're making an effort to try to change it up a little bit. I don't know if the All-Star game can be saved, but I'm not mad at them for trying something though.
I'm definitely for change. Yes, you can't keep things, because obviously the way we're going right now, it can't stay like this. We had 211 points in the All-Star game last year. 211. Like ain't nobody stopping nobody. Ain't nobody trying to get in front of anybody. And the All-Star game was supposed to be the best pickup game in the world. That's what it's supposed to be. It's, you guys came to see the best pickup game in the world. And I ain't asking you to play NBA Finals defense. I ain't asking you to play Eastern Conference Championship Game 7 defense. No, what I am asking you to do is not let this dude just run to the rim every time he gets the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I really, if this doesn't work, I would just say just cut the game. Like we'll just do a bunch of competitions and contests, celebrity games and stuff like that. Because if people, you can't force people to compete. If they don't want to compete, if they don't take it serious, and it could be like, I think it's just simple as like dudes got too much money to be out here playing, like, you know what I mean? And if that's the case, well, obviously we're not going to take their money away. You know what I'm saying? Keep paying these guys, but you can't force them. You can't force them to compete in something that they don't see value in. So at that point, it's just kind of like, why keep trying to force the All-Star game? Let's just have dunk contests, three-point contests, skills competitions, come up with some other stuff, get some, do the little 3-on-3. You remember the competition they do where they got one of the old heads they used to play? Like I think one time they had Hakeem, then whoever was Rockets
on that. I remember that.
Yeah, and then and then sometimes they get somebody from the WNBA or a celebrity and stuff like that. Like that's fun. You know what I'm saying? Let's just stop trying to make the All-Star game a game, and let's just have fun. Just have a fun weekend. We're just playing games, bringing people out from the crowds, letting them shoot half-court shots, whatever. Like let's have the All-Star weekend one big halftime show. You know what I mean?
We'll just the All-Star weekend. All-Star weekend is exactly that. That's what it's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about the fans. That's why the fans come out. And so
forget about the game though.
Right. It's supposed to be about the fans. But one of the main reasons why you came out was because of the dunk contest and because of the All-Star game. You wanted to see that. Sure. Now they've added some festivities. I really dig the skills competition. I'm a big fan of the skills competition. Yeah. I'm imagining 20, 35 years ago, like imagining John Stockton and Magic going at it in the skills competition, right? Gary Payton and Tim Hardaway going at it in the skills competition. I think that would have been awesome, right? But when they add stuff like the WNBA, like Sabrina and Steph, I think that's great for the game. Now, are we going to take that and move away from the All-Star game, which was the grand finale? That's what that's why it was on a separate night. But then we got away from that because guys were afraid to compete. Guys didn't want to play in the All-Star game. Guys were afraid of getting shown up. So if we're going to do that, then maybe we have to look in a different direction. I don't want to do that. I want the All-Star game to stay where it is. I want these guys to recognize what being an All-Star is, and who was an All-Star before you, and what the standard that you're going to set as an All-Star. I'm an 8-time All-Star. I'm a 6-time All-Star. And this is what we did in the All-Star game, as opposed to, I'm just going to let you do whatever you want. The All-Star game is supposed to be about that. It's supposed to be about you competing in the All-Star game. We the best team in the East. Nah, we the best team in the West. But now this is where we are.
You see, bro, in the chat said add the 1v1. If they would take that seriously.
That's the one.
You don't want that? If they take that seriously, they could. You know what I'm saying?
I would love that. But
Why
these
wouldn't they
dudes
take that serious?
They won't because they're scared of getting shown up.
No,
if they don't take the game seriously, they might. I think if you play one-on-one, either take it seriously or don't sign up. You can't not take one-on-one serious. You're gonna
otherwise you really gonna get your ass busted.
Yeah, you have to, or you don't play. Okay, see, like king of the court, something like that. That'd be fire because you really can't, or you're just gonna look dumb. And so it's like either if you sign up for it, then take it seriously, or don't do it. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying.
Are you fine with non-all-stars doing it?
I don't care. Yeah, I don't care who does it.
I'm fine watching like Cam Thomas go 1-on-1 against like whoever.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like that's something I think you have to put your name on it. Like you can't get voted into it. That's something like if you want to play, let us know. You know what I mean? Something like that. I would be down for that. Like that'd be dope because I mean they're all pros, so it's gonna be good ball. My thing about it is you can watch from regular season games. And you could tell just from regular season games, the All-Star game is going to be weak as hell. These dudes they don't take pride in basketball anymore, chill. You know what I'm saying? There's no pride in the game. So it's like they're not going to take it serious. I would
love to see Ja and Kyrie Irving go at it.
That'd be heat.
I would love to see Anthony Edwards and Zach LaVine get it on. How dope would that be? The question is would they actually do that? Because again, we're talking about 1v1. When you're talking about one-on-one, which a lot of guys don't want to talk about because, again, that's competition. That's you. Ron, let's go. Me and you right now. Ox, let's go. You and me right now.
There's still some dudes that's about that.
Yeah, I believe there is.
It's a lot of dudes that's still
it's just the other guys that you want to see do it. Are they going to do it? Like, Bron's not going to do it. Like, that's not like, Bron's not going to do it. Like, KD will probably sign up. KD will probably do it. Kyrie will probably do it. Kyrie will probably do it.
I can see JT and JB both doing it.
I would love to see KD and Brandon Ingram go get down 1v1.
I just think if you're fine with seeing Darius Garland.
Hell yeah.
If you're fine with seeing Cam Thomas, if you're fine with seeing like non-all-stars but good players,
good one-on-one,
if you're fine with seeing those guys go at it, then I think it's a good idea. But if you're going into it expecting to see Jokic versus Embiid 1-on-1, then I think you're going in to be disappointed. Like that.
But Mars, if we got this with, let's say we got it with Franz, Kate Cunningham, let's say LaMelo Ball joined, Darius Garland, Zach LaVine, and Cam Thomas, I'll watch that. I would love to see.
Ron, you would 100% because I'm on Ox's page. There are guys. Jordan Poole would definitely get it on with Cam Thomas.
Would love to see that.
He 100% would get it on with Cam Thomas. I don't think that he would shy away from that. I think that
all they got to do is put like a 7 to 9 second shot clock. You know what I'm saying? Per possession. You know what I'm saying? No, not 3 dribbles or none of that. Just you got 8 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to see that. That would be fire, bro.
But if you make it sign up to play, then I think you'll get guys. I just don't think like the casuals won't get the guys they want. And if this is
but this ain't for them. This ain't for them. They still like the
All-Star. It is though, Mal. Actually, it is though, Ox, because we're already on the hook. That's what we're trying to get on the hook. We're trying to get those guys on the hook. We already
they still enjoy the All-Star game. You know what I'm saying? They still like to watch that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I want to see some basketball.
If we replace the All-Star game with that, and now what you have is instead of me being an 8-time All-Star, I'm a 6-time king of the court. I'm a 7-time. I'm a 7-time king of the court now. I bust KD ass. I bust Cam Thomas ass. I bust Kyrie Irving ass. And now what's gonna happen? Because we all talked about LeBron James not getting in the dunk contest. Guys are gonna get called out because if I'm king of the court 2 years in a row, Ron, I'm the king of the court. Come get it. Come get some. You want some? Come get some. No, I don't want none of that. What, you scared? And now the consensus on you is. You say you're the best one-on-one player. Let's settle it at the All-Star game. You don't want to do it, then you're not.
Man. See, they should have been did this though, chill, because now we never got to see Dame and Kyrie. You know what I mean? Like that's what we want to see. I want to see that.
Yeah, I seen enough from Dame last night. That's all I needed to see.
I knew that was coming.
But y'all, we got to get to these super chats though. So let's go ahead and make it happen. My man Jake Fascione sent through another one. He said, "Who was the first player in NBA history to record a quadruple double?"
So record a quadruple double. I think it was Olajuwon.
No, that was definitely triple. That was definitely a quadruple double in like the 70s. I'd guess Nate Thurman, but I don't know. I'll Google it. Let's see.
I think it was Olajuwon.
It was definitely Kareem, but You know, they
First
just didn't record.
quadruple
It wasn't
double.
Wilt. That's crazy.
No, blocks weren't recorded in his career.
Blocks
It was
weren't
Nate Thurman. See, I know,
Kareem.
I know.
Was it Nate
Still,
Thurman?
Nate Thurman,
Okay.
I know. Boo.
It was
But
Kareem.
still, we know Wilt got one.
Yeah, well, he got. Yeah, they just didn't track it. But him, Bill, they for sure got.
Wilt got him with turnovers.
Jerry
Kareem got
West
him
for
with
sure
hits.
got one with steals. Jerry West is for sure.
You
got one with
hated
steals.
it.
Because they didn't track steals at that. They didn't. I don't think they
Yeah.
tracked steals at that time. No.
But yeah, Nate Thurman was the first one. See, I know, boom, man. October 18th, 1974. Come on, man.
Right.
Okay.
True was at that game, and he ain't even remember.
I was not there. No. When was it again, Mars?
October 18th, 1974.
I was in.
Is that the first game of the season?
I was in diapers. Yep. I was eating
Nate Thurman. Was
farina.
that the first game of the season? There's no way he was just doing that opening night.
Yeah, he was.
It was setting the time.
Opening night?
Yeah, on opening night. I'm 30, 20, 16, and 12.
Opening night quadruple double is crazy.
That's how you
Against,
kick off.
against the Atlanta Hawks. He was his first game for the Chicago Bulls against the Atlanta Hawks. 22 points, 14 rebounds, 13 assists, and 12 blocks.
And that was an
Where
older
were they
Nate Thurman,
playing?
by the way.
Where were they playing? Were they playing in Chicago or Atlanta?
This is in Chicago Stadium, yeah. So
okay.
home debut, he came out with a quadruple double. Shout out to him.
That's what's up.
Never got one again.
Yeah. Shout out Nate the
He
Great,
just sold fake dreams. He just sold fake dreams.
otherwise known as the chairman of boards. Shout out
Opening
Nate.
night is crazy. I might need to try to find that game.
Yeah.
Teddy Hart sent through a $25 super chat. He said in 06-07, Bron was a different player by the finals than he was during the start of the season. After the Detroit series, he had an argument for the best in the league. Also, don't think Joker or Giannis could have taken that Cavs team to the finals.
In 18?
In 07.
Oh, no, 7. I'm sorry.
I don't know, man. Put Giannis on the top 5 defense in the league. Can he get them through that Eastern Conference? Maybe. I don't know. Put Jokic on the top 5 defense in the league. Can he get them through that Eastern Conference? Maybe. I don't care too much for floor reasons.
The thing that makes it just so special from LeBron is it wasn't the fact that he just took that team to the finals and willed them to the finals. He did it as a 22-year-old.
That was cool.
That's why it's so just like, what?
Yeah, just turned 22 too, like a couple of months ago.
Yeah, because we didn't see D Wade the year before in 06 go crazy. Like
D-Wade was older though. He was what?
Yes,
20,
he was.
what was he, 23?
24?
23 maybe.
23, 22? Not same thing.
D-Wade is
He won.
D-Wade 3 years older than Bron.
No, he's not.
No, 22 years older than Bron.
Actually,
Bron-
he's 1 year older than Bron. James was born in December 84. Wade was born in January 83.
How does that work? Because D-Wade went to 3 years of college.
Right. James, don't forget, James didn't go to college. Ron,
He went straight. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's saying there's a bigger age gap. So LeBron is about to turn 40. Dwayne Wade is about to turn 43 in January.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2
You
years.
know what I was talking about.
I think it's 80. I think January 83.
D Wade was 24 when he won that title.
Yeah.
Okay,
Not
24.
23. Oh, 24.
Okay, I thought it was 23. My bad. I thought it was 23, not 24. But he won it, and he won the titles.
But that was a Cavs team that got to the finals off the strength of their defense. Like, and LeBron wasn't the greatest defender back then. So
He still was figuring the defense out.
Yeah, like I get he was all of their offense, but their offense wasn't even good. Like, so, and then they beat 2 500 teams in the East, and then they beat the Pistons, which was a very, 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 very commendable series win. And LeBron gets a lot of credit, especially for that game 5. And then game 6, he wasn't great, but like, I don't agree with the idea of giving the best offensive player on a bad offensive team as much credit as they seem to get, like just throughout history. That's not something I get behind a whole lot. When a team is successful because of their defense and their offense isn't good, and then you start giving all the credit to their best offensive player, it's like, I'm not trying to hear that Alperen Şengün is an all-star this year. I'm not. We're a team that's thriving off defense. Our offense is trash. And you're trying to make Şengün an all-star because he's our best offensive player. He's not playing like an all-star to me. It's the same thing with like giving LeBron all this credit for getting to the finals. It's like, yeah, give him a lot of credit. He's great. He was fantastic. But it's like, I don't think he was carrying to the degree that people imply. Like, because that offense was not the reason for any of their success. Any of it. So that's just my opinion.
I think that was one of the best carry jobs I've ever seen.
I think 18 was more impressive, is what I'm saying. 2018 is vastly more impressive to me. like substantially more impressive.
All right. That's a story for another day, though. We got to get into these super chats. Again, my man Masinko said, so is Adam Silver playing God when he activates the magnets?
I don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
On the rims, when people just can't miss.
Oh.
That's the magnets being activated.
My man Mike from the 4th Tribe said Oak Park and Fruit Ridge. What you know about that, Ox? Shout out to P. Hip named Slickback said, breaking news. Too bad Swiper ain't here to cap, but the Nets and the Nuggets discussing a trade, sending MPJ to the Nets for Cam Johnson and Dorian Finney-Smith. Nuggets apparently looking for depth and flexibility.
Yeah, coming off the MPJ contract. It would be. I'm sorry, Mars. That MPJ move would be primarily a money move. It wouldn't be in terms of players. It'd be to get off that money.
Like the cap move for Minnesota.
Yes.
My issue is Denver only have like 7 good players, and I wouldn't want to trade any of them. But you're not going to get anything of value back for any of the non-players. Like Zeke Nnaji isn't getting you anything, so you have to throw in a good player to get something back. And it's like I don't want to lose MPJ. Like if I could get Zach LaVine, I would want to have MPJ and Zach LaVine. But I can't have my cake and eat it too. That's the problem. That's the struggle I have with Denver. Like any move they make is like you're gonna give up something of extreme value to get something back. It's like I think you need everything. You need everything you have, plus adding on top of it, which is what they can't do.
Drip Bayless said, if Bron, Jokic, MJ, and Kobe were all in their prime on equal teams in this era, who adds the most to their team and who wins?
Just say who's the best. Just say
no, that is just who's the best at floor raising. That's what.
Yes,
I think Bron's the best floor raiser ever. So I'd say Bron does the best with like, if you give everyone just an average team, I think Bron probably does the best. But then if you give everyone like a good team who like elevates that good team to the highest heights, I'd probably say MJ. That's probably where I would say. But a lot of people value like being able to put like me on a team and then carry me to a title. Like that's more valuable than like being on a good team and winning. So like that's why Bron gets a lot of praise. That's why Jokic is getting a lot of praise now. That floor raising is like Russell Westbrook. That's why they get so much credit. Because like you got bad teammates and you're relatively successful. That's better than having good teammates and being really successful.
I'm just tired of certain people being in conversations with other people.
What's wrong with that?
Ox, you know what, Ox, for real, and that's why we here, Ox. If we being honest, Ox, that's why we here, because there's certain people when they bring up names, that's why that Chris Bosh and Claxton shit, that was some bullshit, Ox. That was for real some bullshit.
If you think about it, like Claxton.
No, we're not gonna think about it, Mars. No, chill. My mom seen that on TikTok and called me. She called me about that.
Ox mom's calling him like, what the hell is going on?
She seen it on TikTok and called me like, what is going on over there?
What are y'all doing over there?
They put the segment of Scotty Barnes over Chris Bosh on YouTube. Over a lot of comments agree with Penn that Scotty Barnes is better than Chris Bosh. So
yeah, but
just saying, a lot of the comments agree. Like a lot of them. Like I was reading them, I was like, I didn't expect this much agreement. So
forget 5 million people.
Well, fools gonna agree with fools. And I need you guys to like the video, subscribe to Player's Choice if you haven't, and go check out playerschoicemerch.com. It's been a while since I employed you guys to go do that, but go check out playerschoicemerch.com. And also download the app PrizePicks, use promo code DePano, and you will get $50 instantly when you play just 5. Produced by P has been a member for 5 months. He said good defense provides more offensive possessions.
If you force turnovers, yeah. Otherwise, no. If you force turnovers, yeah.
Just because we get a good,
not necessarily.
I was about to say
good defense. Good defense slows down offense. So if you make teams take longer to score, you end up with less possessions because you're taking more time off the clock. So, not necessarily. You don't just get more possessions because you play good defense. I don't agree with that.
Irda became a YouTube member today. Salute to Irda. And then we got some super chats. One from Teddy Hart. He said they don't mind competing 1v1 / King of the Court during Team USA camp. which is put on YouTube. So why would they bitch up during All-Star weekend?
Because it's
I don't
difference
think you
in-
can. You can't when it's 1v1 chill. When you play 1-on-1 king of the court, especially if it's something that you had to put your own name into. That's when the cats that want to prove a point play. That's when Jordan Clarkson shows up. You know what I'm saying? That's when
all right.
That's when the
Okay,
dudes that
Jordan-
Sure show up.
Jordan
Yeah, that's
Clarkson
when
and get
that's
busy too.
That's when the dudes that want to play, because the
Jordan
thing
Clarkson, like, yep.
thing about it is them dudes that are really about that, they don't mind losing in front of people. Like, so I'm a hooper. Like, I don't care how many people are in this arena. Like, I'm about to come and do my thing. So like that's why if they did something like that, I think it would have to be a sign-up sheet. No, because they want to involve the fans and everything. Like, we don't need fans to vote on that. Like, we don't care what y'all want.
You sign up for who want. You sign up. If you sign up, we'll have this thing.
You'll see guys like Jaden Hardy and Spencer Dinwiddie.
Man, none of that.
I think we think a little higher of some of these guys too. Like, if we seen Spencer Dinwiddie go out and get buckets, which he can, and get the frying dudes, we're like, all right, Spencer, we might question it. Like, why doesn't it translate to the game? But
it would be
higher certain guys.
It would be cool if it was something like every only 2 players from each team could sign up. So the first 2 dudes to sign up from each team, that's cool. And then after that, maybe like fans can vote on the 10 or 15 guys they want to see. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe the 20 guys they want to see, and you run both sides of the court, 10 down here, 10 down here. Then these guys play each other for the championship or something like that. They did, you know what I'm saying? So that way you do involve the fans, but they can only vote on people that sign themselves up to be in it. You know what I mean?
And then you go get Michael Beasley just to play the winner. So
see, now you talking. Now you talking.
Beasley, and then we there. Yeah.
Yo, Adam, hit us. Come jump on the panel, and we'll talk you through it. We'll get you guys right for All-Star Weekend. 26 though, and then invite us to the NBA Creators Cup too. So Mars can embarrass all the other creators too. Masinko said, shout out Bucks legends Charlie Bell, Jabari Parker, Dan Gazaric, Luke Ridnour, and my fellow lefty, Mike Red.
This Gazaric.
Fire 5 right there.
Shout out to Luke Ridnour, man.
Definitely shout out Luke Ridnour.
Gazaric from UCLA. And just so you know, Charlie Bell, he didn't want to play for the Milwaukee Bucks. He actually signed an offer sheet with the Miami Heat, and the Milwaukee Bucks matched it. He didn't want to play that.
How dare they?
Hey, Ron, you went to school with Luke's
He was hot
sister?
about that, Mars. He was.
You went to school with Luke's little sister?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
But I know her though.
All right, bro. You didn't even got to do all that.
You knew that was coming, Ox. You knew that was coming.
I should have known.
You knew
I
that
should have known, but
How you go? So if I would have said I went to school with her and then did that, would that have been something? You asked the question.
I ended it right there. Yes.
Hey,
could have ended it right there.
Shout
No.
out to Oregon legend though, Luke Ridnour.
Yeah,
I mean, from Washington, a Washington State legend, but an Oregon Ducks legend as well.
Hey, keep him in line, Mars. It's full of just start going on.
We got 6 minutes, man. I got places to be.
Facts. I'm telling you, they don't play. Oh, go ahead.
Produced by P said, please explain how forcing turnovers won't provide more offensive possessions.
Did he listen? That was the first thing I said. What? The first thing I said was, yeah, forcing turnovers does, but playing good defense runs down the clock and therefore wouldn't give you more offensive possession. So overall, I don't know if I agree. But I agreed with the forcing turnovers part. But you never said forcing turnovers. You said playing good defense. So that's why I didn't overall agree. But I agreed if what you meant was forcing turnovers leads to more offensive possessions. I agreed with that. But when you said playing good defense leads to more offensive possessions, I said, yeah, forcing turnovers is a way to do that. But not all the time is playing good defense going to lead to more offensive possessions because you don't force turnovers every time you play good defense. And then I brought up the running down the clock part. So shut up.
Produced by P, I don't think that was a good enough explanation. Press Mars again and get a better explanation.
Yeah, send more money, I guess.
DSG Piccolo said, Dame not only outplayed J-Dub, he outplayed SGA too. Made as many threes as the Thunder's whole team. Ajax and Derry Bird gave great defensive effort.
Derry Bird.
Any white shooter just gets given the birds. So I remember when the Rockets had Garrison Matthews, that was Gary Bird. So now AJ Green is Derry Bird. Okay, whatever. Cool, I guess.
Yeah, man said, Mars, how drastic is the top of Or how drastic is the gap
time
of possessions of 8.3 to 6.5 to 5.5 seconds per touch to 4.6 and 91 touches to 83 touches. This is Luka now. Is this a huge deal?
Yes, this is Luka's not playing the same style as he's been noted for. This is like the least ball dominant he's been in his career. He's playing off the ball more. He's spotting up more. He's playing off of other guys more. So it's definitely a big difference from what he was last year and 2 years ago. How sustainable is it? We have to wait and see. When we get to the playoffs and things tighten up and they get in the half court more, are they going to rely on Luka more and it's going to go right back up? I don't know. But as of now, Dallas are playing differently and Luka's playing differently. And it hasn't really been spoken about. But yeah, it's definitely a big difference in my opinion.
Is it for better or for worse?
I don't know. I'd have to see. I'd have to see it in the postseason to know if it's for better or worse. I think overall it's a good thing if you can rely on other people to.
They're a game at a second place, Mars. They're a game at a second place because
other than OKC, I think that they're probably the second best team in the West. But I think they were probably the second best team in the West before Luka was doing this stuff anyway. So I think it's probably more beneficial than non-beneficial, but you're gonna still need Luka to do Luka things anyway.
Drink more water, said Andre Jackson Jr. AJ Green, that's all.
Yep. AJ, I like how he was competing on defense last night.
Me too.
Produced by P said Mars is nitpicking. He knew exactly what I meant when I said playing good defense. He's trying to defend his offense over defense point.
I didn't even know that was the point you was trying to make when you brought up the good defense meant more possessions. I didn't even know that's what you was getting at. So I didn't even know.
But wait a minute though, Mars. Mars,
I genuinely didn't know. That's what I thought he was just saying it for the sake of saying it. I didn't know he was trying to get back at offense isn't over defense. I didn't know that's what he was trying to.
Well, let's just say that's for the sake of argument. That's true. Doesn't better offense beat great defense? How many times have we seen it? Just because I play great defense on you does not mean that you're gonna score. Does not mean you're gonna get the ball back.
But defense wins championships.
Yes, it does win championships.
Team defense, I think is more important than team offense. But I think individual offense is more important than individual defense because I think an individual can have more of an impact on offense than an individual can have on defense. Like it's hard. Like Magic Johnson can have more of an imprint on offense than like Rudy Gobert can have on defense, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But the point of like when you say good defense leads to more offensive possessions, and then I say forcing turnovers can do that, but overall good defense doesn't necessarily do that. And no part of that is nitpicking. That's me going word by word for what you said and saying I agree with it in some instances, but not in all instances, which is what I said. And then you came back and then said other nonsense. And now you're saying nonsense for the third time. I'm not trying to defend my offense over defense point. That was never the point. And when you say playing good defense leads to more offensive possessions, like, so if you play good defense and don't force a turnover, like, then what? Like, that's not the same thing. Like, shut up.
Produced by P. I wouldn't go for that. Once again, I would get the final word if I was you, and I'll let you get the final word if you want it. Like the video if you haven't. We're at like 330 likes and it's 1,300 people in here. Y'all slap that like button, please and thank you. Moving on to the next super chat from DSG Piccolo. He said, side note, OKC seems to need shooters. OK seems to need shooters. I got an Anthony Simons and Jeremy Grant hot and ready for them. Pause. Need some of them first, though.
I can assure you, OKC do not want Anthony Simons. Now, Jeremy Grant, I doubt it, but maybe they do not want Anthony.
Mad at Jeremy Grant over there, though.
I like Jeremy over there.
He making some crazy money. I don't know, but
I mean, they got money to fork out, though, don't
that
they?
doesn't mean I want to be paying Jeremy Grant $36 million for the next 5 years.
Well, but this is the thing, though. Does he make them favorites for the next 5 years, or does he give them action to not only go to the finals but get at the Celtics?
Jeremy Grant?
I don't think Jeremy Grant. I don't think Jeremy Grant is as good as you think he is.
That could be it.
Jeremy Grant's a good defender, right?
Yes,
he's all right.
Which we already have on here.
He's all right. Yeah, he's all right.
Jeremy, of the defenders that we have on the team,
he's also been absolutely trashed this year, by the way. But maybe it's just he's on the Blazers and it's like he doesn't care. I don't know, but he's been appalling this season. Like
he'll look better. He'll look better over there. I think so.
Yeah, I'd assume so. He's a smaller role. He doesn't have to do as much. I mean, sometimes he just chooses to do more because he just wants to. But he might be better. for the price, I don't know if OKC is really looking at him when Cam Johnson is right there.
Right.
Cam
right.
Johnson
I
is-
see that.
I could dig that.
The thing about Jeremy Grant is he could if he was over there, he could kind of revert to his older ways of being like a really good dirty
Like he
work
was in
guy.
Denver.
Really, yeah.
But he's a much better shooter than what he was in Denver.
Before that?
He was in Philly before
The-
Denver.
Yeah,
Detroit.
Philly. Yeah,
Oh, Philly.
I think it's Philly is where I think it's Philly. Denver
He
too, though.
played
Denver
in
too.
he played in OKC though as well. He
But
played
he's
3
been-
seasons.
he's
in
Right,
OKC,
he
but-
did. Yes, he
But
did.
he's
That's
been
right.
this way
No,
a lot
he
longer.
was in Philly then OKC because he was on that Russ MVP team.
Right, it was OKC then. But if he reverts a little bit more to that role, is where he was just a hell of a dirty work guy, really good hustle player, rebounder, shoot open shots. You know what I'm saying? Get in transition instead of the ISO stuff he's doing now. I think he could really help OKC.
Jeremy Grant isolation makes me want to just stop living. It's disgusting.
Sure, that's
Get a letter
crazy.
open and I'm gonna jam it in my ear.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's bad. It's a bad product when Jeremy Grant gets to isolate him. Bad product.
Yeah, but he's over there with Ski. He come over there with SGA. I think things look a little different.
Scoot Henderson, a number 3 pick. Scoot Henderson, a number 3 pick, man. I don't know if the SGA was 11, so like Scoot got more potential.
Gaines T said quadruple doubles. ... Thurman, Alvin Robertson, Olajuwon did it twice, and David Robinson. Jordan almost did it in 89. He had 42, 11, 9, and 8. Bro was everywhere against the Celtics.
I won't care if he
Duncan
almost
did it in
did
the
it.
finals too. Yeah, Tim Duncan did it in the finals and got robbed. But
Yeah, but if you almost did it, we don't want to hear about it.
Breezy said the double standards. Steph was called a two, and a combo guard his whole career because quote unquote he's not a PG. But SGA, who can't pass, is called a point guard.
Shea can't pass. Tough.
I've only seen him throw one good lob pass, Mars. So
Can't be an MVP. Can't be an MVP.
No, but
You see Giannis tried to throw a lob yesterday and hit the rim.
Nah.
But hold on, no.
Wait. Yeah.
He threw one before that, though. He threw one before that.
I don't think that was
MVP.
supposed to be a lob. Was that supposed to be a lob? I thought
Yeah,
that
it was supposed to be a lob.
Oh,
He
okay.
was
I
going to
was,
Brook Lopez. Yeah, he was going
Can't be
to
an
oh yeah,
MVP.
remember when he did that? We was like,
Yeah.
what the hell? What is he
Can't be
doing?
the
Brook
MVP,
Lopez.
man. I've seen enough. Can't be the MVP. Unacceptable.
Classic said OKC didn't play hard last night because the game didn't count. NBA got to find a way to make the championship count towards the regular season record.
Okay, I think they did
Don't,
play hard.
Mars.
I think
Don't.
they did play hard. They just lost. I think they played.
They 100% played hard. Yes, they did.
Yeah, I think they played hard.
Check Diarra said the gap between Giannis and Jokic, or is the gap between Giannis and Jokic big, or does Giannis have a case to be best in the world?
I think he has a case, but I'm also comfortable saying I think it's Jokic.
Yeah,
But
there is
I
a
could
gap.
I could very easily make the case for Giannis. I don't know if I would believe it, but I could make the case. And I know there's a lot of people who genuinely do believe it, and I think they're valid to believe it because Giannis he's ridiculous.
And I genuinely believe that Kawhi will be back very soon.
Kawhi will be back soon.
He's supposed to be back before Christmas. Let's go.
Carlos Hernandez said, Ron, weren't you on the panel glazing OKC, especially after they beat the Mavs? OKC are choke artists.
We'll see
Was
about
you?
that.
I don't remember you glazing
I
OKC.
don't remember that either.
Maybe you was. I don't remember.
He was 100% glazing OKC.
My
Big
fault.
Ox.
I don't listen to Ron, so I don't remember
That's
the
right.
stuff he's saying. Yeah, I don't
Okay.
listen.
I
to
don't
Ron.
listen to Ron either.
Mars, do you listen to Ron, Mars?
Y'all
No.
should listen to Ron.
Ron has probably made so many bad takes that I probably never even heard because like when he talks, I just tune out.
Like, what? What are you talking about?
I already
You
know
got
it's gonna be some
the
nonsense,
right
I ain't
idea,
gonna
boys.
listen.
You got the right
Why would I
idea.
waste my
Talking
energy
about it.
listening to the nonsense? I just already know. I turned the music
Taking
up real
years
loud.
off my life, Ron. I don't have many left, but you're taking them off. my
Still,
life.
I'm trying to put some on there, but you want to go salsa dancing with Swiper.
He's actually adding years to my life with the salsa dancing.
Oh, okay.
You,
That's
this
Good,
Milwaukee
that's
shit.
good cardio.
You with this Milwaukee shit, you taking years off my life.
Hey, man, you gotta praise the in-season tournament champs.
Mm.
Riddell said, my only problem with this hypothetical, although it's interesting, individual offense as we've seen, would have to be way worse to equate it to individual defense.
Yeah, I wasn't saying like factually imagine individual offense was equal. I was saying imagine if we graded them as equal, is what I was saying. Like if people truly viewed offense and defense as 50-50, how would like people's lists and rankings change? Not if they actually were, because if they were actually equal, then you would just have to start making these offensive players worse. which I wasn't trying to do. I was just saying, imagine people graded them as equal.
MP13 said Hakeem, Duncan, Jordan, Bron, Kawhi, Wilt, Giannis, Kobe, KG, and Kareem, question mark. No order. Off of the top, these would be who I can make a consistent top 10.
I don't see Scotty. So.
Yeah, take Leonard out and put Scottie Pippen in there.
I don't know if we're gonna take Kawhi out, but we gotta put Scotty in there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Kawhi's better than Scotty on both sides of the ball, so I'm just not.
No, he's not. No, he isn't. No, he is not.
That's what it is, man.
No,
Superchats, Ron.
Irda said the Celtics would dismantle the Thunder in the finals and expose that overrated defense. The Thunder became overhyped quickly because of analytics.
That's just so you know, Mars.
What do the analytics say about OKC?
Well, just so you know, real quick, and I know we got to move on, but the minute that the Boston Celtics go 20 for 60 at the long ball line and they're garbage, the Celtics are trash and they can't win the championship. I just want to let y'all know that.
But Boston play more of the analytics game than OKC.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Well.
Yo, shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody that's on Twitter right now tuning in. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Masinko said, y'all remember, I think 2009, they had Horse in the All-Star weekend. I think it was KD versus Rondo in the final. It was a while ago.
I had planned on going to the All-Star game that year because Bron said that he was getting in the dunk contest. I was the only reason why I was going. He didn't get it.
And then Bron got shook crazy. That's why he know my good.
Who won that dunk contest?
Dwight.
Oh, was it Dwight? Okay. I thought it was Nate Robinson. Whoops.
Rambo E 1996 sent through a members chat. He said, salute panel. Slitherman said, in my opinion, for individual players, it's offense over defense. For whole teams, it's defense over offense.
Yeah, I think generally, yeah. I think it's probably balancing out a little bit more in terms of team offense versus team defense. But I still would favor like the elite defense who's a good offense over the elite offense who's a good defense. Would I? I don't know. Generally speaking, yeah, defense over offense is a team.
Produced by P said, I'm not even going to argue with Mars. He don't even love the game of basketball. If you've never played the game at a high level, there's just some things your stats won't show you.
I don't think I said a stat in any of the time I was talking to him. But okay, whatever. But yeah, I didn't play the game at a high level, so you are right in that. My stats can't show me that good defense leads to more offensive possessions. Cool.
Voice Sentry,
by the way, just pointing out that possessions is a stat. But anyway,
Void Sentry said no heat agenda to push. So Dub Mars, chill, Ox, and L host.
Garbage. This dude.
Facts. Ron got me working 9 minutes of overtime right now. I'm not happy about
Killing us.
Cameron said, "Roll. When we about to get the all-time defenders list?
Soon.
Didn't we?
That would be fun. I would be interested in
that.
We haven't done that?
No, we have not. Yeah,
Okay.
we got to do that.
I would be interested in doing that.
We'll get to that soon, but next week you guys asked for top 75 players. So next week, as a Christmas gift from good old St. Nicholas, we're gonna give that to you guys.
In history?
No.
Oh.
Currently.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay.
Mo said, Mars, where does Pete Kawhi rank all time?
Not as high as James Harden in your estimation, I'm sure, Mo. I'm sure.
I mean, he's in that tier with James Harden to me. I don't know. What's that like? Top 20-ish? Post 3-point line. I'm not doing this Jerry West stuff. Post 3-point line, top 20-ish. That's probably where I'd have him. Like 18 through 20. That range. Like he'll be with James Harden, Patrick Ewing, Dirk. Those names, in and around those names, D Wade, those names.
Football Breakdown said Prime Steph doesn't lose against many last year. Minnesota, I'm assuming.
If he's on what team? Denver? Is that what he's saying? Replacing
Yes,
probably.
That team doesn't even make sense. So who's that starting center? DeAndre Jordan? That team doesn't even make sense.
Lee Mack said, which better, year 2000 Shaq or Bron 2013?
James.
I got Bron.
Shaq.
But I got 2000 Shaq over like
almost everybody else.
literally everyone else other than MJ, I got 2,000 Shaq over them.
He was
I've
incredible.
got 2,000 Shaq over like every year of LeBron except like 2013.
He was incredible that year. Yes,
like LeBron has like maybe 2 years where I would say he's better than 2,000 Shaq. So like,
yes, he was incredible that year.
I ain't seen nothing like that.
MP13 said the trade was MPJ, Najee, and Saric for Levine and Ayo.
They need more bench help. They do. They need more bench help,
Ayo
and
as well,
I mean,
that's not bad, yeah.
and the money works.
But you then getting rid of 2 of your bigs. So what? Jokic and backup is DeAndre Jordan. They need a center. They need a backup center. I don't know where they're gonna get it from, but they need one. Like somewhere, they need a backup center.
Marcus FRM626 said, "Where Penn hating ass at?"
He showed up.
Yeah, Penn, where you hating ass at? MP13 said, "It would hurt my basketball soul to see MPJ go."
I think he's been their second best player this season.
No Cat Print said, "This nigga chill, Danny Ainge."
Yeah, you were trying to rob me on that nonsense.
I just asked for an extra pair of shoes. That's all.
Joshua Soriakumar said, "By February, Luka will be in MVP talks. Just watch."
Let's
I
find
wouldn't
out.
be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
Thank you for the super chat, Soriakumar. Mo said, "Mars, what's your favorite T-Mac moment?"
Damn.
Yeah, think about that. That's why Ron should ask this question. That's why Ron should ask this question.
When he threw it off the glass against the Lakers, that was tough. 13 and 33 seconds, that was tough. His like first game for the Knicks, like he was like really good. His first game for the Knicks. I think they played like the Thunder or something. Yeah, I don't know.
John Cena said, Ox, Giannis hung 34, 16, and 9 on the Cavs this year.
Yes, he did.
Mitsu said, "Cook 'em, Ron." I got you, Mitsu. I did that. John Cena said, "Mars, do you think Caruso and Kaysen's 3 balls will return?"
Oh no, I'm losing faith in Caruso, man. As a 3-point shooter, I'm losing faith.
Was he ever that Mars?
He was like 41% last year. Like, and I'm not saying I bought into the idea that he was going to be a 40% 3-point shooter, but I didn't think he was.
Right.
He's like 20%. Like, it's bad. Like, he needs to get to like 36, 37%. Like, right now, he's being left wide open, and his defense is great. And I still think like he's causing havoc on that end. But at the end of the day, like, he has to be viable offensively. And right now, he's just not. So he needs to figure that out. But Kaysen, I got a bit more faith in him figuring it out offensively. And as a 3-point shooter. So hopefully he figures one of them needs to figure it out. One of them at least.
Alex Lee said, Did Jordan take performance enhancers and steroids? Also, I don't get why some players get penalty for it when big name stars were able to get away with it. Thoughts on this?
I don't have any thoughts on that.
I don't have a problem with using PEDs unless you're in a combat sport. I don't even think they should be banned. But since they are banned, I think you probably shouldn't use them. But I don't have a problem with them in theory for non-combat sports. I think you should be able to try and maximize your physical tools. I think that's what makes sports great, if I'm being honest. I think they should. Like, imagine if Usain Bolt was allowed to use PEDs.
No, it wouldn't be fair.
But like, I want to see the maximum of human capability. And
well,
maybe
that's
you
why.
might need to. Maybe you need a little bit of help to get to the maximum performance of humans, but I want to see that. As long as you're not fighting each other, like I think it should be.
But that's why these guys are taking it, because the other guys, like Marion, like for example, Marion Jones, the reason why people were taking PEDs because she was already better than all of y'all.
Yeah, so imagine if she also used them.
But she did use them, and she was like this much better than anybody else. Like instead of being this much better, Mars, she's now this much better than anybody else.
But as long as it's not a combat sport, I don't have a problem with it. Yeah. But I understand they're outlawed, so you shouldn't do it because you're cheating. Yeah. But I think they probably shouldn't be outlawed.
Mavs Luka Clay Kyrie said, "Last night proved why Shea doesn't belong in the top 3."
Well, you already think that anyway. So
yeah, it's confirmation bias.
Yeah, you already think that anyway. So
John Cena said, OKC got good looks, but SGA shouldn't chuck threes.
I don't think he'll do this in the playoffs. I don't expect Shea to, unless he has it going from 3. I don't expect like 8 threes a game for SGA in the playoffs.
Mavs, Luka, Clay, Kyrie said, all I know is that Ham is the truth. Undefeated.
How many losses, Mars?
0 losses. 14-0.
0.
14-0.
John Cena said Dame is the 3rd best point guard. What do you guys think?
I'm not listening to this bullshit from y'all about Dame because last year y'all told me he sucked. Last year y'all this Milwaukee thing is a. I ain't trying to hear this, Ron. Nope. No.
Who is
all right, y'all?
Maybe it is Dame. I don't know.
And last but not least, John Cena said, facts, Mars. That's why John Jones is a fraud.
Yeah, combat sports using PEDs is, I think that's a crime, if I'm being honest. Like, I genuinely think that should be a criminal offense. Like, you should go to prison for that.
I already beat your ass up, but now I'm on the juice beating you up.
Yeah, that's disgraceful to me. And like, John Jones was like, he's already the best ever. Like, he didn't need to do that, which is what's weird to me.
That's how I felt about Marion Jones. She was already better than
combat
all the
sports
rest of y'all.
who use PEDs. That's a criminal offense to me. Non-combat sports who use PEDs, in terms of the rule book, is wrong, but in terms of like how I feel about it, I don't really care.
All right, y'all. We will be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. Y'all know where to find us. We'll catch y'all soon.
Later.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.